Gopher problem.
Oh, but Papa, you grew up in Hawaii. We know about gophers.
That was till the good brothers at Pest Tech Hawaii came along.
Say goodbye to pesky pests with Pest Tech Hawaii, the only company in Hawaii with a certified entomologist on staff. That means you'll get expert advice on tackling your problems effectively and efficiently. Pest Tech Hawaii has the most experience and is native Hawaiian owned. And with Pest Tech Hawaii, services are guaranteed, so you can have peace of mind knowing that your home will be pest free.
Did I ever tell you about the squirrel problem we had at Eva Beach?
Request an inspection and get free estimates. Visit pthlife.com. That's pthlife.com, or just Google Pest Tech Hawaii.
Oh, let their guys be your guys.
Bring your best golf game to Hawaii Prince Golf Club with Kama'aina weekday rates starting at $57, $67 on the weekends. Or make it a staycation at Prince Waikiki with rooms from only $199, waived resort charge, half off parking, and kids eat for free at 100 Sales Restaurant and Bar. Plus, enjoy free shuttle service to Hawaii Prince Golf Club. Visit princewaikiki.com to book today. Valid Hawaii driver's license or state ID required. Some restrictions apply.
Aloha from Waiakea. As a proud corporate sponsor of University of Hawaii Athletics, we're committed to keeping our athletes and fans hydrated with delicious volcanic water straight from the Big Island. Rooted in Hawaiian values, we believe in honoring the Aina, land, supporting our community, and living with aloha in everything we do. You can find us at most stores across the islands or learn more at waiakea.com. Live aloha, drink Waiakea.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
All right, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Rainbow Warrior Countdown on ESPN Honolulu.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii's sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM. Part of the IO family of companies.
Lineups and first pitch when we come back. This is Rainbow Warrior Countdown on ESPN Honolulu.
Lex Brody's Tire Company would like to say thank you very much for supporting UH. Wear your favorite UH gear into Lex Brody's and get an extra 5% off tires, brakes, and most other services on top of LexBrodys.com Super Saver coupons. You're the best fans, and Lex Brody's voted #1 in North America is the best choice for brake repairs and to purchase tires. Please visit LexBrodys.com for additional details and to set an online appointment.
Thank you Lex Brody's Tire Company. You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's long-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Visit LexBrodys.com for the best tire value on Oahu. Thank you very much.
You won't get it anywhere else. Lex Brody's Tire Company.
Did you know that concussion doesn't only happen in sports? About 40% of concussions reported are non-sports related. These happen in everyday events such as slips and falls, motor vehicle accidents, and recreational activities like skateboarding and bicycling. Concussion can also occur in unfortunate circumstances like assault and abuse. Be aware of the signs and the symptoms. And if you suspect a concussion, go to your medical doctor to get treated and learn to manage your symptoms. This message brought to you by HCAP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program.
Bring over your funds to Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union from another financial institution and secure it with a great rate for 5 months. Earn an amazing 4.25% annual percentage rate. Get in while the rates are still in the fours. Don't miss this opportunity. Rates are rapidly changing. Get your 4.25 annual percentage rate for a 5-month certificate today. Check out Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union at hificu.com today.
Membership open to Oahu and Maui residents. Federally insured by NCUA. Rate subject to change without notice. $2,000 minimum to open. Money used to fund certificate must come from an external source. Penalty for early withdrawal. Fees could reduce earnings. Other rates available.
When you got the hungries, go to Young's Fish Market in Honolulu. Young's Fish Market is your headquarters for an extensive menu full of local favorites. Get the Lau Lau plate, Kalua pig, or the beef stew. How about tripe stew, pipi kaula, lomi salmon, and squid luau. Get 10% off for Military Monday, Senior Tuesdays 60 and over, or every day for EMS, law enforcement, and firefighters. Just show your ID. Visit youngsfishmarket.com, home of the famous Wow Lao Lao.
Hey, what you doing in the tree?
Oh, shouldn't install this photovoltaic on the roof. Then the ladder fell. Bro, I had to go bathroom, so I tried climbing down this tree. Now I stuck.
I don't think that's what they meant by go green.
Yeah, brother. Just help me get down.
If you want your PV system installed right, call a unionized electrical contractor today at 847-5341.
IBEW, local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
University of Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu. Presented by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. It's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life. Brought to you in part by
Hawaii Pacific Health, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, IBEW Local 1186, the Hawaii Wall and Ceiling Association, Motogen Medical, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Water Cleanup, Ushijima Architects, Young's Fish Market, HGEA, Lex Brody's Tire Company, Napa Auto Parts, Waiakea Water, Castle Resorts and Hotels, Dial Electric Supply, Abbey Carpet and Floor, Hardware Hawaii, Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union, HCAMP, Spectrum, and the Hawaii Building and Construction Trades Council.
The Rainbow Warriors looking to go 4-0 to start the 2025 season. Hawaii taking on the Thundering Herd of Marshall, looking to pick up its first win of 2025. Welcome to Les Murakami Stadium. Scott Robbs, Josh Pacheco, great to be with you. We'll give you the lineups here in a moment as our pregame show is brought to you by HGEA. Hawaii works better when we do. You heard Rich Hill a short time ago. He was talking a little bit about pitchers. One thing that Hawaii seems to have shown early on, and we'll learn a little bit more about it as the non-conference schedule goes along. How many pitchers out of this bullpen can Hawaii trust? And so far, we've seen a few guys that have some potential. A guy like Liam O'Brien in game number 1 yesterday. You've got veterans there like Freddie Rodriguez, the transfer from Cal Poly. So there are some options it seems like they can play with early.
Yeah, and I thought Freddie pitched really well yesterday, what we saw before you and I had to go over to basketball. And then also, how about Zach Tent?
Yeah.
He's a reliable guy that, it's at the back end of the bullpen now. Not an overpowering kind of guy, not your prototypical closer, but he's just always right around the plate, and he mixes up his pitch as well. So, yeah, the bullpen's strong. I still think pitching is going to be what carries this team.
What will make Hawaii go in today's game? It's brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Get up and go. I have a feeling we just covered it.
Kind of. Yeah, and I think also offensively, Hawaii's hit the ball pretty well this weekend in spurts, though. I think Rich would like to see a more consistent offensive game from their team here today, particularly when you're going against a bullpen of Marshall, which is not probably the best in the country.
All right, Hawaii defense has taken the field. Let's set up Marshall's batting order for head coach Greg Beals. Micah New, the shortstop, is hitting leadoff, followed by right fielder Jackson Halter. Hitting third and catching is Nolan Wilson. The designated hitter is Ethan Murdoch, and Murdoch has had a fantastic series. AJ Havrilla starts at first base and bats fifth. Elijah Vogelsong, the left fielder, will hit sixth. Batting seventh, second baseman Tyler Kemmerer. Cam Harthen, who opened up the series in the leadoff spot, hitting eighth. He's in center field, and Eddie Leon, the third baseman, will bat ninth. And they will face, at least in the first inning, Dylan Waite. The junior lefty from Wailuku got the win on Friday. Granted, he got the final out in the top of the ninth inning, and then the offense did the rest in the bottom of the ninth. Waite 1-0 in a third of an inning. You'll see him top out kind of around 88 or so he's not necessarily a hard thrower, but they want him to get through this first inning, look good, and then pass the torch to everybody else.
So talking to Keith Zuniga, the pitching coach, he said, hey, if there are a couple of guys that we like out there, maybe they get through an inning pretty quickly, we'll bring them back out for a second. So we've seen a lot of games now over the last 3+ years where on Sunday, that's the plan, a pitcher an inning. It rarely happens, but it does happen. And sometimes we've seen more than just 9. I remember, 12, 13 pitchers in a game for UH by design.
Right.
Yeah, not because they were pitching horribly. Just give everybody a chance and go out there and like we said, the first 3 weeks, at least in my opinion, are kind of like spring training, yet the games count. So you want to go out there, see these guys, but you want to win as well.
All plans in sports are subject to change.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
It really
Hawaii's defensive alignment, Ben Ziegler, Namoa, Matthew Miura, Jared Quant from left to right. Draven Nushida will start at third base with Elijah Iquez at shortstop, Shunsuke Sakaino at second base, and Aiden Cooney over at first. Connor Palmera starts behind the plate for Dylan Wade. And we're reminded as we talked about that infield and Elijah Iquez at short, the injury to Jordan Donahue, which we hope to learn more about going into the next series against Wichita State. The apparent hamate bone injury that was suffered on opening night, which forced him to leave that game early. So we'll see as they learn more. They're going to get another MRI and see what comes from that. Today's injury report brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. So Micah New steps in, right-handed hitting shortstop against the lefty Wade. And the first pitch down, it is ripped up the third base line. That is fair, right by Nushida and down the line. Sliding cut off by Ziegler Namoa, but he didn't handle it initially. It trickled more toward the corner. He brings it back, and a first pitch double from Micah New to start things off.
Well, not the way you want things to start if you're Dylan Wade, and if you're Marshall, a team that's dropped a couple of games at in walk-off fashion. Good start.
First pitch time, 106, and our first pitch was brought to you by MotoGen Medical. They have treatments used to elevate pain and help heal joints naturally. Go to MODOGEN.com and sign up for a free evaluation. So New gets on. Jackson Halter, left-handed hitter against the lefty Wade. Halter hitting 182. 2 for 11 to start the year. And Halter shows bunt, drops it down. Softly, third base slide. Catcher Palmera is going to have no play. Perfectly done by Halter, softly rolling up the turf about a quarter of the way up. And no one had a real chance of getting Halter. New gets over to third, runners at the corners immediately. 2 pitches in with nobody out.
Yeah, I mean, New with a nice first pitch swinging, looking for the fastball, pulled it inside the bag at third, and then a terrific bunt by Halter.
So 2 on, nobody out. Here is Nolan Wilson, no score. Top of the first inning. They're going to call that a single for Halter. And, talking to the coaches, when they announced Waite as the guy who would open things up, they were noting that, they were throughout the series going left, right, left. So they figured, all right, well, we'll get Waite in there. They flipped it around once they found out that Waite was going to get the start.
And
that's a change up to Wilson for a strike.
That was kind of the thought process in going with Waite tonight. Like we said, or today, we said it's a bullpen game, but they wanted to start off with the lefty because that had been the trend through the first 3 games. They found out in plenty of time if they wanted to make a change, but they said, no, we're going to stick with Dylan Waite.
Look over at first, the 0-1. That's off the edge of the bat, fouled, rolling down the right side, nothing in 2. Wilson 1 for 6 so far in the series.
I'm sorry, Josh. Waite is a guy that's going to help this team, or at least that's the plan, right? And we saw him, what did he pitch, about 20 innings a year ago, somewhere around there?
He pitched 6, actually.
Was it only 6?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I was way off. The limited time we did see him, I thought he looked okay.
And the 0-2 comes in and hits Wilson in the upper left arm. So he's in a world of trouble, and Hawaii is already hurrying Ethan Thomas up in the bullpen. Speaking of plans subject to change, Thomas was someone that they were hoping to get in inning number 2. But instead, bases are full, and Hawaii coach Rich Hill, just 5 pitches into the game, will saunter out of the Hawaii dugout and settle things down.
Well, Sundays are always a coin toss. It's a coin flip. You have that's the ones, especially these 4-game series early on in the season. When you come out to the ballpark on a Sunday, you have absolutely no idea what to expect because, you're getting towards the back end of each team's pitching depth and day baseball, and just funny things happen on Sundays. This could be a 17-15 game.
And that's going to be it, by the way, for Dylan Waite.
Yeah, I mean, they're planning to use everybody, so why not? You don't want to take a chance, bring in somebody else.
Yeah, so Waite can't record an out, gave up a double, an infield single, and a hit by pitch. And Hawaii will call on its right-handed redshirt freshman Ethan Thomas here in the top of the first inning. And Thomas, like we said, Thomas was the plan in inning number 2. That's someone that Keith Zuniga, the pitching coach, said he was excited to roll out there and they're going to do so a little earlier than normal. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. So Waite can't record an out. 2 hits, hit by pitch, no walks, no strikeouts, but he is responsible for everybody on the base paths here in the top of the first inning.
You know, if this was like a game 2, maybe opening night, you're going to stick with the guy out there. But in this kind of a situation, obviously, a base hit, hits a guy, things like that, the bunt single, it's not his day. You could tell already. Bring in somebody else.
We mentioned Thomas making his Hawaii debut, a redshirt freshman. He redshirted last year after undergoing Tommy John surgery. So he gets an opportunity. Pitching coach talked about a hard slider, hard cutter, throws it in the 90s. So we'll see what Thomas brings to the table. One of 15 guys in this Hawaii pitching staff that can touch low to mid, sometimes high 90s as well. Like yesterday, when they were talking about O'Brien, he touched 97.
You know, it's not always how hard you throw, it's where you throw, right? In college baseball, I mean, those numbers are impressive, don't get me wrong. But you could be a mid-80s pitcher and still be lights out in college.
Right.
It's all about location. Couldn't get away with that probably in the big leagues, but you could in college, definitely.
So Thomas has finished up his warm-up tosses. Marshall, by the way, wearing green here for the first time this weekend. Marshall across the front, so is the numbers front and back in white, gray pants with the black caps, green bills. So righty versus righty matchup. Ethan Murdoch waits for the first pitch, and it's down and away, ball 1. Murdoch has had a fantastic series, 6 for 9, 3 home runs, 7 runs driven in.
That home run he hit in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday, that just blew me away. It was just a line drive. Everybody thought it was just going to be a line out to left, and it just kept going.
1-0, fastball. Down and in, but in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. He hit 3 home runs all last year.
Yeah. Well, he's stronger. He worked hard during the offseason,
Clearly.
obviously. Now he finds himself in the cleanup spot.
Corner infielders in a tad. The 1-1 misses downstairs. 2-1.
And you know what's kind of discerning is the fact that looking out at the flags, we have Kona winds today. And so instead of the typical trades blowing across left to right, they're blowing the opposite direction.
It's a day game instead of a night game.
Ball travels a little bit further.
2-1. Thomas, deep breath, his pitch. Fastball. That one ripped foul right by the first base dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You at third, Halter at second, Wilson at first, nobody out.
I was thinking, you know, if this guy comes up to the plate and there's nobody on base, I would just walk him every time. But you got the bases loaded. There's nowhere to put him.
Right.
He's been the one consistent offensive threat for Marshall. Though they've scored a lot of runs in this series.
2-2. Up and in, swung on and missed. There goes the bat, and there goes Murdoch. He strikes out on a filthy fastball up and in on the right-handed hitter, and there's out number 1.
Well, there's a little of that velo that you were talking about that this staff has and that Ethan Thomas has as well. And I remember when he came in last year, they were pretty high on him. You mentioned he had the surgery. He's another guy. I think that's why he's early in the ball game getting a chance, because he's another guy that could factor into this season for sure.
1 away. A.J. Havrilla still looking for his first hit of the series. He's 0 for 9, and he takes a fastball above the letters. 1 ball, no strikes. Home plate umpire, same as the opening night. It's Troy Hodak. Matt Frommelt at first, Devin Shabab at third. Bases full of thundering herd. 1-0. The pitch. Fastball, line back foul.
Got a lively fastball.
Watching the corner infielders kind of halfway in, right at the edge of the infield brown. Middle infielder staying in double play depth.
Yeah, Nishida even with the bag over there at third.
Thomas ready, he fires. Fastball again, got a piece of it fouled back to the backstop.
Getting ahead, that's what you need.
And they planned with Thomas coming in, and granted the situation changes given runners on base, but they were hoping he gets in the second inning, just pound the zone, don't get too fancy, just try to get get economical and get outs with his pretty filthy stuff. 1-2. That misses down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Slider misses.
But he was right around the strike zone, and that's what you like to see. And those are sometimes really tough pitches to lay off of if you're a hitter. So you got to give credit to Avrilla. He did a good job of not going after that one.
New starts his leadoff of third. Not a big one. 2-2. Swing and a fly ball out toward right center field. Miura's going to come in with a head start. He makes the catch. New tagging up from third. He'll get in there without a challenge. Everybody else stays put as Havrilla has his second RBI of the series. A sac fly to center, and it's Marshall leading 1-0, top of the first. So with 2 away, that will bring up Elijah Vogelsong. Miura did a good job bringing it to the left side of the infield to make sure that Halter had to stay put at second. So first and second, 2 out. Elijah Vogelsong, 1 for 10, has struck out 3 times this weekend. And he takes the first pitch, breaking ball down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Vogelsong last year, solid hitter, led the team in home runs, went over to Alaska in the summer, played for the Kenai Peninsula Oilers. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Right down the middle of the plate. He was out in front. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There was a time when the Alaska Summer League was big time for baseball. Hawaii Island Movers had a squad in that. And basically, before the NCAA changed some rules, that was basically the Hawaii baseball team's off-season team. It was the entire UH, and fans would come like they do for regular season games.
1-1 fastball, way up and away. 2-1. They got so many leagues now at Pioneer, Cape Cod. Northwoods has been kind of fun to pay attention to. A lot of Hawaii players go there.
And that's a wood bat league.
Yeah.
The California League. I mean, there was a Hawaii Baseball Collegiate League for a couple of years.
2 balls and a strike. Thomas's pitch. That's outside. 3-1. Former Hawaii grad assistant Freddie Smith coaches the Wilmar Stingers there. They've had a lot of
couple
success.
Championships, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's back in the Big West now. He's an assistant over at CSUN.
Well, his alma mater.
That's right.
I'm sure he's happy to be back there.
3-1. Swinging a hard liner off the glove of the second baseman. Sakaino picks it up, throws to first. It is just in time to beat Vogelsong to end the inning. It was in and out of the glove of Sakaino. He had to go back to his left, turn his body, and just get it to Cooney to beat out the runner to end the inning. Marshall does get a run, 1 run on 2 hits. 2 runners left on base, no errors. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Thundering Herd 1, Hawaii coming to the plate. You're listening to Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Building a winning program requires vision, careful planning, and expert execution. Since 1994, Ushijima Architects has provided the highest quality professional planning and design services for various projects throughout our state. Our highly experienced team provides the full spectrum of services, from feasibility studies and master plans to complete architectural design work. Call us today at 808-946-9544. Ushijima Architects is a proud sponsor of University of Hawaii Baseball.
Sports Stand Sporting Goods is Hawaii's best baseball and softball store. At Sports Stand, you'll experience the largest selection of baseball and softball gloves and bats in Hawaii. You know the rules. Quality sporting goods, always at a price you can afford. Stop by Sports Stand Sporting Goods in beautiful downtown Waipio, 94-547 Ukea Street, Suite 303. Or give them a call at 808-676-STAND. That's 808-676-7826. Remember, at Sports Stand, it's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Well, Marshall puts up a run to open things up at the top of the first inning. Let's see how Hawaii responds with today's batting order. It's brought to you by Dial Electric Supply. They see the light. Matthew Miura once again will hit leadoff. He is Hawaii's center fielder, followed by Shinsuke Sakaino at second base. Left fielder Ben Ziegler-Namoa hits third. Cleaning up is shortstop Elijah Iquez. Sage Lancaster, the designated hitter, batting 5th. Jared Quant is in right field hitting 6th. Batting 7th, playing at third base, Draven Nushida. Aiden Cooney at first base hitting 8th. And Connor Palmera catching and hitting 9th. They'll face Kenyon Collins. He's a right-hander, from Ona, West Virginia. 6'1", 180-pound freshman. We saw him on Friday, pitched 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 runs on 2 hits, had a strikeout and a walk. So his line, very early, 0-0 record, a 40.50 earned run average and a batting average against of 500.
By the way, I just got a text from a hardcore UH baseball fan who's doing laundry at home right now, Candace.
Okay.
She said that the third base umpire's name is Shihab, not Shibab.
Okay.
I guess everybody got confused in game number 1. That was a TV game, right? It's actually Shehab, not BAB.
You know, they spell it that way in the lineup card, so.
But now we know.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Candace.
I didn't know you were going to mention Candace's name.
Well, if I knew she was going to do laundry, I would have dropped some off at her house.
Here's Matthew Miura. Swings at the first pitch, bounces at third base side, and it's foul.
Candace, by the way, is our television producer for all UH sporting events.
Excellent at what she does.
The best.
And now we know whenever she has free time, and there's not much because the amount of games you guys do, Laundry Sunday. We got it. 0-1. It's a curveball missing low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
She also probably knows more about baseball than you and I combined.
I wouldn't be surprised. You're a great start to the year, hitting 429, 1-1. I misses outside, runs off the plate, 2 balls and 1 strike. Talking to Matthew, I asked him how that's been pretty good. How he's feeling? He said, kind of tired. And he said, it's a lot of games. Yeah, doubleheader yesterday. He's been putting a bunch of energy in. 2-1. This one's driven out toward right field. Halter moving back, but he settles about 7 feet in front of the track, makes the catch. There's out number 1.
How can he be tired? He's like 21 years old.
You know, it's not just the 16 innings of work. It is blistering hot down there off the turf.
Yeah, you and I were down behind the batting cages earlier, and it's a pretty humid Sunday, and with the turf, probably another 10, 15 degrees warmer.
And it doesn't help. I think there was a slight bit of rain earlier this morning, so coming off of that is not helpful. Here's Shinsuke Sakaino, who takes a fastball over the inside half for strike 1. Sakaino, the walk-off win with the single, as you heard from Tiff Wells yesterday in the second game of that doubleheader. He is the team's leading hitter, 5 for 9 to start. 0-1. Sakaino takes a breaking ball low and inside, a slider, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Who does the laundry at your house?
Not me.
Yeah.
Actually, sometimes I might do it. 1-1. Fastball off the plate away, 2 balls and a strike. It depends. If I really need something, I'll do it. I'm capable. I did it when I was younger. I was always told how to do laundry when I was a kid in high school. 2-1. That runs into that hit. Sakaino just over his right ankle at front leg. So he'll take first base. Runner on with 1 out with Hawaii trailing 1-0, bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I don't mind washing clothes. Absolutely despise folding clothes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. My job is folding socks. Because apparently that's the best thing I do. Here's Ben Ziegler-Namoa.
You better not screw that up.
I know. Ziegler-Namoa 3 for 9 with 2 RBI. He's walked 5 times this year. That's the most on this team. Sakaino not only has hit well as they check on him with a throw over to first, but he's got 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts. That also leads the team.
My last close comment. When I was in the Army, we had to learn how to fold our clothes, our underwear, everything, and it had to be specific. To this day, I still fold my clothes that way when I do fold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pitch. That runs inside and low and gets away from the catcher, Wilson. Sakaino's going to get over to second base. They're going to call it a pass ball. So runner in scoring position with 1 out. It's hard if you do multiple loads of laundry. See, again, talking about socks. 1 sock is in 1 load of laundry. 1 sock is in the other. That's rough.
Well, at least you get both of them back.
Yeah, it's just remembering where the other one was. Sometimes you don't. 1-0. This is hit in the air, fouled off to the left. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last comment on close, I promise.
No, we'll probably it's a long after. It's Sunday. By the way, it's a T-shirt Sunday.
That was going to be my comment.
Okay.
We decided a couple of weeks ago that here in the booth, we would go with T-shirts as compared to the normal like polo or Aloha shirt for night games.
It's Sunday T-shirt day.
Yeah. Let's
Sunday.
see how long this continues.
Well, for me, it'll be forever.
1-1. That's a changeup down low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Although I don't know how many Sunday games you have on television, so I'm
None
sure.
that I know of.
Well, you have the Sunday against UC San Diego to wrap up the year.
Yeah, well, we're not sure it's on a Sunday yet. In fact,
Oh, no,
I was
they confirmed it.
Well, I was talking to the coaches yesterday.
Oh.
Or actually, earlier today, they still weren't sure.
Wow. 2-1. This is popped up toward left center field. Harth in the center fielder. This is going to be Vogelsong, actually, the left fielder. He makes the catch. So Kaino's going to stay at second base, and there's 2 away. That's interesting because they put out a thing a couple of days ago. They said they've confirmed it Thursday, Friday, Sunday.
Well, maybe some of the assistant coaches
Didn't
haven't gotten
know.
the memo yet.
Yeah.
But I know talking to one of the coaches today about that, because that's the last weekend of the season, and that Saturday is graduation. But also the Big West tournament starts on Wednesday, and so they're thinking, hey, let's have a double header on one of those days. That way we can get to Fullerton, if they qualify, which I think they will, get to Fullerton earlier than having to play on a Sunday and go up there on Monday.
Here's Elijah Iquez. The pitcher will turn and look Sakaino back to second base.
I remember one year under Coach Trapp, we actually played on graduation Saturday, but the game didn't start till 8 o'clock at night.
Ouch.
And it was brutal because nobody wanted to be there at 8 o'clock for a first pitch, including the players.
Look over at second, pitch to Iquez. That's down low, 1 ball, no strikes.
Iquez having a good weekend. He's probably one of the guys you'd think, I want at the plate with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position.
He starts the year 500 hitter with an RBI. 1-0. That's a belt high strike, fastball 1-1. So, I was saying, for that one game, I'm sure Candace wouldn't let you wear a T-shirt during game on.
Probably not.
So we'll have to make an exception for the final Sunday of
I
the
can
year.
change when I come up here, and then when I go
And then
back down,
change
I can
back.
change into an Aloha shirt.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
1-1. Swung on a miss. Pitch left up in the zone. 1-2.
Like yesterday, I wore shorts for baseball, but I brought my long pants for television.
That's right.
Went to the arena.
I
and
forgot
changed.
about that.
Yeah. I hate wearing pants.
1-2. The pitch. That's a curveball missing outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I also wouldn't wear shoes unless I had to.
Sakaino at second, 2 away. Collins trying to hold on to this 1-0 lead. Pitch. Fastball. Iquez drives it down the right field line. Halter giving chase in foul territory. He dives and he makes the catch. He had to make a late break down to the ground as it looked like that was carrying a little bit, almost out of his reach. But he's able to go up, make the catch in foul territory, and end the inning. No runs on no hits. There were no errors. And Shunsuke Sakaino stranded at second base. After 1, Marshall leads Hawaii 1-0. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
At Dow Electric Supply, we're your local-based company with your needs in mind. We see the light in Hawaii, and rest assured, we are with you all the way. Our sales counter and will call are here to serve Hawaii's electricians, developers, utility companies, businesses, and homeowners. The Dial Lighting Gallery showroom is open by appointment only. Go online to www.dialelectricsupply.com. Open weekdays from 7 to 3. At Dial Electric Supply, we see the light.
Aloha, my name is Gino Sequena, Executive Director of the Hawaii Building and Construction Trades Council, an organization that has served Hawaii for over 6 decades. We are one big ohana of the top 15 construction trade unions in Hawaii, and it's highly likely that you, your friends, or family members are employed by one of our trades. No matter where you go in Hawaii, you're bound to see one of the projects or communities we have helped build and sustain. Mahalo to all of you for your support to help us in working together to build a better tomorrow.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Marshall leads Hawaii 1-0 as we go to the second inning. 7, 8, and 9 for the Herd facing Ethan Thomas, who comes back in there. Had a strikeout for his first out of the top of the first. And Thomas did a fine job getting out of there. He came in with a bases-loaded jam with nobody out and limited the damage to 1 run.
I think he did a great job. When you consider that was his first inning in college,
yeah,
he has to come in a bases-loaded situation with nobody out and gives up a sac fly. Kudos to Ethan Thomas. And let's see what he can do here in this first full inning of work.
They'll face Tyler Kammerer, right-handed hitter, home run, back on opening night. Well, it just left over the left field fence, and Kammerer looks at a slider right at the bottom quadrant of the zone. No balls at his strike, and Connor Palmera looking over at the dugout and saying, hey, need some help with pitch comm here.
I got to ask you this, and you may not know the answer because I don't. Has there ever been a UH baseball player that started his career at UH, left, and came back? You know, I've been around the program almost 50 years. I don't ever remember a guy coming back.
0-1 liner, leaping up in the air is Iquez. Full extension, jumping high, snagging it before it could get into the outfield. One down, top two.
Another example where we talked about the depth on this team. Jordan Donahue, preseason all-conference. He's out this weekend, or at least he started on Friday, but hurt that hand. You just slide in Iquez, and you don't drop off.
One away. Here is Cam Harthen. Harthen 1 for 11 here in the series with an RBI. Has walked twice. And the pitch to the left-handed hitter is a fastball missing away. 1 ball, no strikes.
I haven't seen his Iquez blown the conch yet this weekend.
I haven't heard it, and I haven't necessarily looked.
It was given to him at the end of last season. The Hawaiian was supposed to have the conch. I talked to him at the For the Love of the Game
1-0 foul back.
And he told me he was really nervous about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was I was curious to see if he's been doing it. He says, right, you know, it takes a while to warm up, and I got to work before the game. He was giving me every excuse in the book. Like, he thought, I think he felt pressure having to do that. It's such a cool thing that he started doing.
1-1. This is driven in the air down the left field line. Ziegler Namoa, the left fielder, will watch this one land beyond the bullpen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ty Atkins gave that the start.
Yeah.
And along with the Consolidated Theater's music, which I believe we will probably never hear again here, because it should really only be a Ty Atkins thing.
But they use it for the intro of the hype video, I think before men's basketball, just the very beginning of it.
Interesting.
And then it goes in, I don't know.
I've had my headphones on, so I haven't heard it.
But
you guys play it on TV.
Well, men's volleyball.
Oh, men's volleyball.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think it's the men's basketball. I think it's volleyball. One of those two.
1-2 pitch. Check swing. Fastball over the inside. Half and a called third strike. Second K for Thomas, and there's 2 down in the second.
Tell you what, he looks good, doesn't he?
He does.
I bring him out for the third.
So, well, Danny Veloz is warming in the Hawaii bullpen. So if they go by script, it may be Veloz. But you're right. Plans are subject to change. And the way Ethan Thomas is pitching,
He's auditioning. He's auditioning to be a weekend starter next week.
Absolutely. Eddie Leon here with 2 out. Hawaii trailing 1-0. Top of the second. And Leon waves at a slider and misses strike 1. By the way, I know it's the second inning. I know it's really early, but that Iquez grab, we're calling that today's catch of the day.
Now you want to get it out of the way so you don't forget, right?
Well, not only that, but I don't know what's going to beat that. 0-1. That's a strike over the outside part of the plate. 0-2. It's brought to you by Young's Fish Market, home of the Wow Lao Lao.
Whenever I hear that, I think of Robert K. Kaula.
Oh, me too. And I'm also thinking about lunch. The 0-2. Fastball down low and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I do like to call out your diet, Josh.
Oh, no.
Come in the press box. Josh has a big energy drink, a
given.
soda, not a diet soda.
That's
soda,
for later.
And a big, huge thing of French fries.
It's gone.
Yeah. So how can you still be hungry?
I didn't eat anything this morning.
Well, I haven't eaten anything this morning.
1-2. Called strike 3. Lands at the bottom part of the zone. That cutter from Thomas wraps up the inning. He strikes out the last 2 he faces here in the second in a 1-2-3 frame. We go to the bottom of the second. Marshall 1, Hawaii 0. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Here's Dr. Sean Giancaterino with a heart health tip from Hawaii Pacific Health.
Heart disease is one of the leading causes of death for men and women, but prevention is key to reducing your risk. Take charge of your heart health by maintaining a healthy diet, exercising regularly, and monitoring risk factors like blood pressure, cholesterol, and your family history of heart disease to live healthier.
To learn more, visit hawaiipacifichealth.org/heart centers.
I'm Hal. I'm Jerry.
I'm Kay-Hao.
We got your lumber.
We've got your hardware.
Bring your lumber list.
Email us your list.
Bring me your blueprint.
we've got you covered.
Get a quote from us. Ite-utilistahan nyo kanya.
Get a quote from us.
Get a quote from us. We've got you covered.
We love our customers.
Go where the contractors go. Hardware Hawaii. Contractor's choice.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
We head to the bottom of the second inning. Marshall leads Hawaii 1-0. Kenyon Collins had hit a batter but was able to work through it. Stranded Sakino at second base. And we'll see what Hawaii does with Lancaster, Quant, and Nushida against the freshman Collins. We'll go through the Big West scoreboard coming up in a little while. I know what a lot of people are paying attention to, the teams that are expected to be at the top of the Big West. UC Santa Barbara, UC Irvine, and Cal Poly were expected to go 1, 2, and 3 in the Big West. So we'll kind of update them. UC Irvine playing in one of those neutral site showcase series where they've played Nebraska as one of their opponents, and Nebraska's ranked. UC Santa Barbara comes in ranked in the top 25 according to D1Baseball.com. So kind of keep track of those two teams and Cal Poly very early on. Hawaii Baseball brought to you by Waiakea Water. As an official partner of UH Athletics, Waiakea's naturally alkaline water keeps Hawaii's athletes performing at their peak. Learn more at waiakea.com or find us at a KTA or Foodland near you. Sage Lancaster, 385 here to start his Hawaii career, and the first pitch to him is a fastball for a strike on the outside half.
I think it's great that there have been a number of kids that have gone away for college and have decided to come back and play at Hawaii, and Zage is one of those. And in this morning's paper, you know, Coach Hilson, when he first got here, he kind of messed up on a couple of local kids, and he was glad that they decided to come back home. But you don't hear coaches saying, you know, I kind of blew that one. Not publicly, at least.
Lancaster takes high and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And the next one is lined back, a fastball foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, you know, Rich Hill, while he knows how to sell this product, as every head coach should, he can also be at times more honest than he should. He's not afraid, and I think that's one of those moments like you're talking about. 1 and 2, and Collins will step off.
By the way, next week's, or actually technically this week's opponent, since it's Sunday, Wichita State off to a 1-2 start. They've lost 2 out of 3, or they did lose 2 out of 3 to McNeese.
1-2, a fly ball to shallow left. Shortstop going back. He's going to call off Vogelsong. That's New, who makes the first out. Do you count the start of the week as a Sunday or a Monday? Well, clearly, I think you just answered the question. Sunday.
Sunday. I always have, yeah, Sunday, because Sunday is the beginning of the week.
All right. Well, that's what the calendar shows. See Jared Quant here with 1 out. And the pitch to Quant. Bends back, but watches that one right over the inside corner. No balls, and a strike.
The work week starts usually on a Monday, but yeah, no,
if the calendar says it starts on a Sunday, then I guess you believe the calendar.
It's just how
that fastball goes behind the legs of Quant, 1-1.
I showed good foot movement there.
It's just weird that when you say the end of the weekend goes to the beginning of a week.
Yeah. It's been like that for thousands of years.
Yes, it has. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bunt shown. Quant pulls back, and that's a fastball up in the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So we should stop calling it today the weekend.
Didn't the Mayans invent the calendar?
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, hey.
Well, I wish we got to know them. We'd kind of talk about this part and maybe say, hey, you guys screwed it up. 1-2. Breaking ball. Quant just slices it into left field, drops it down for a hit. Quant gets on base. Hawaii's first hit here on this Sunday. And he's on base for Draven Nushida.
Good job by Quant. Just going opposite field where the pitch was pitched. And
kind of adjusted his swing,
too.
Yeah,
adjusted, went opposite field. Perfect job. Get on base. That's the main thing.
Draven Nushida, the hero on Friday night, with the walk-off single to right. 2 for 5, 2 RBI for Nushida. Came into the game in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday. He was scratched from the first. Pitch to Nushida. Is swung on, hits it through the left side, base hit. Quant had a big jump, turns around second, heading for third, gets in there without a throw. There's a big gap on the left side, and Nushida slashed it through. Runners at the corners with one out.
Yeah, the shortstop was shaded towards the bag at second. Had he not moved over a couple of feet, that ball would have been hit right to him.
An opportunity here for Aiden Cooney. 1 for 6 with an RBI. Has struck out twice here this weekend. Marshall leads Hawaii 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second inning. There is action in, well, somewhat action. You got a guy rolling out with that warm-up stick in the bullpen.
Well, at least we know it's a real person, not a bag. Remember last year, there was somebody up there warming up, and it was a bag. Literally.
We are far away from the right field line. First pitch, lined back foul by Cooney.
You're like, yeah, there's a guy down there. Wait, hold on. No, I think that's a bag.
and the thing was, that lasted for several innings.
I know.
You know, there is the netting that goes down the third base line or the first base line doesn't help. 0-1. You went around and missed. Cooney tried to hold up on his swing. No balls and 2 strikes. Were you about to say sounds like excuses?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Aiden Cooney, he's a kid that I think has a ton of potential. As we say, though, he's a junior college kid. It's going to take him a couple of weeks, I think, at least, to adjust to Division I pitching. But his track record's pretty impressive. He's been able to hit at every level.
Quant at third, Nushida at first, 1 away. Pitch to Cooney. And that runs up and in on him, twists his body, doesn't hit him, but it also misses the zone. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And hopefully on one of the road trips, you'll meet Aiden's mom, because this opening weekend, she's been all over social media with the UH baseball stuff. She's hardcore, his mom.
Gotta be.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think her handle's like Baseball Mama or something like that.
1-2, sliders called, third strike. Ooh, right over the middle of the plate. Cooney down looking, there's 2 away. That does sound familiar because I do think she follows me on social media, and I think I have seen that handle, which I guess should not be surprising since I'm on social media way too much. Makes sense. Connor Palmera up here. Quant at third. Nushida at first. 2 down, bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Herd.
Not Colin. The Herd with Colin Coward.
Oh, that mess.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. Pitch to Palmera. Fastball right over the inside corner, a called strike. Palmera 0 for 3 here in his return to Hawaii from Cal State Bakersfield. You asked the question. I don't remember the answer.
Well, you didn't have an answer.
No, I didn't. I don't know if someone does. If there's been a player previously who's come back to Hawaii after transferring out.
I can't remember.
0-1. That bounces home plate. Both runners stay put. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, how often does that happen even?
I mean, I feel like in the transfer portal, this is going to happen more often.
Well, guys go in the transfer portal and then maybe will decide to go back to the same school, but they don't go away. He went away for 2-3 years. Yeah. I remember his freshman year when you guys were on the road and he hit that home run at Arizona State.
Yeah, that's right.
I was listening to you in my car.
1-1. This is softly hit up the third base line and foul. That feels like so long ago.
Well, it was like 5 years ago, right?
Was that 2019?
Before the pandemic?
2019 or 2020? Yeah, that was the opening weekend of the season.
It might have been 2020.
I think it was during the pandemic because I was also traveling. I was filling in for volleyball, I think, at that particular time, too. I remember traveling for a week and a half. 1-2. Curveball, line into left field. That's a base hit. Quant comes in. Racing for third is Nushida. The throw is offline. Palmera's got his first hit in his return to Hawaii, and we're even at 1 here in inning number 2.
Terrific job. That's got to feel good for Connor. It's got to feel good for the Bows. A 2-out base knock to drive in a run. And that is something they preach all the time.
And that run brought to you by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. It's not just sporting goods. It's a way of life. Probably the last guy you want to see with runners at the corners is Matt Miura. Flied out to right his first time. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Marshall. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Hawaii.
3 of Miura's 6 hits this weekend have been 2 baggers.
Pitch. Swing and a ground ball through into left field. That's another hit. Nushida easily comes in and scores. Hawaii has a 2-1 lead on Miura's RBI single, his 5th run driven in on the season.
Well, this is what I think you can expect pretty much throughout the season from Matt Miura. I mean, when he was recruited, the whole story on him was he's a hitter. He can hit. Now in his 2nd full season as a starter, he's having a great opening weekend.
Those runs brought to you by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. It's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life. Clint Moak is now up, starting to get warm, or about to get warm in the Marshall bullpen as the Thundering Herd infield gets together at the top of the turf mound. I don't think we've talked about that all weekend, or maybe you did when I was off at basketball walkthrough yesterday, but as much as we talk about the new turf, the most important feature is now the mound is turf as compared to it being a naturally dirt portion of this field for many years.
Every pitcher that I've talked to so far from UH loves that. They love it.
Here's Shinsuke Sakino. Hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Rips this into right field. That's a base hit. It's going to go to the fence. It will score Palmera. Right behind him is Miura. He's going to come in and score. A 2-run double for Sakino. Hawaii has a 4-run second inning. 4-1 Bows.
I said it yesterday. I have a feeling Sakino is going to be a crowd favorite, and he has not disappointed this weekend. Pulled that one right down the right field line. No chance for a halter. It went by him to the wall. 2 guys come around and score, and Sakino, the hero of the second game yesterday, standing up at second with a couple of more RBIs.
And you notice how Marshall was prepared for Sakino even to drop a bunt down, because the third baseman, even with 2 out, was playing in to prepare for that. Here's Ben Ziegler-Namoa, 8th man to hit here in the second. Ziegler-Namoa 0 for 1, flied out to left. And the pitch to him is down and in, ball 1. You learned something very interesting about the back half of his last name.
Oh, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ziegler-Namoa. I asked him, I said, the Namoa in Ziegler-Namoa, what ethnicity is that? He's Tongan. He's half Tongan.
1-0. Fastball high and away, 2-0. I know I startled you because I started a story with 2 out, but
well, I think he used to go just by Ben Ziegler, and then he added the Namoa in recent years. But his dad's Tongan, his mom is from Minnesota, and that's why he, like myself, are rather big Minnesota Viking fans.
2-0 fastball, a called strike on the outside corner. The only flaw in him is that.
No, well, just because you're a Packer fan. But no, Ben's a great guy, and I think he's another guy that, he's a senior now, and he's been playing baseball for a long time. He's going to have a good year.
2-1 fastball just grazes the inside corner to the left-handed hitter. 2-2 to Ziegler-Namoa.
So whenever Ben and I see each other, of course, we say to each other, "Skol."
Yeah.
Because the Packers don't have a saying.
You don't need one. You just win.
Lose.
2-2. Swing and a high bouncing ball right side. Second baseman in the shallow outfield green goes to his left, throws it over to first in time, and that ends the inning. But Hawaii comes up with a big second inning. 4 runs come in on 5 hits, including the extra base 2-bagger from Sakino. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We've completed 2. Hawaii 4, Marshall 1. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Did you know that 1 in 4 vehicles on the road will need a new battery this year? Don't wait till it's too late to do something about it. Test your battery regularly, and if you need a replacement, Napa has you covered with a full range of long-lasting, high-performance batteries for every make and model on the road. So don't wait until your car won't start or you're stranded on the side of the road. Test your battery today or find the replacement you need at Napa locations nationwide, because it's our mission to keep you moving. Napa! Give your engine the attention it deserves with the advanced formulation of Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. It delivers faster oil flow for superior temperature protection in the harshest conditions, defends against sludge and buildup while keeping your engine running cleaner, longer, and improves fuel efficiency by reducing friction, helping you stay at peak performance mile after mile. Try Napa full synthetic engine oil today. Available now at Napa locations nationwide.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Ethan Thomas did well over his 2 innings of relief, came out with the bases loaded and nobody out in the top of the first inning. Did allow a run to come in. That run was charged to the starter, Dylan Wade. But Thomas was fantastic, struck out 3, did not allow a hit in his 2 innings of work, and he will give way to Danny Veloz, who will make his 2025 debut for Hawaii.
Well, first off, I want to say hats off to Dylan Thomas. I was really impressed coming in that situation in his first ever appearance and be able to do what he did in the second inning. He looked dominant. Danny Veloz, we saw quite a bit last year, kind of an up and down at times kind of a season, a guy that has the stuff to be a solid mid-inning reliever for Hawaii. And, it's kind of interesting. Here we are in the third, already the third Hawaii pitcher. And, we were talking about a pitcher an inning, not quite the way they planned it because Dylan Wade didn't get out of the first inning, but they're still on track for 9 pitchers in 9 innings.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by H-Camp, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. Veloz a year ago, 5-1 record in 22 2/3 or 22 appearances, 34 innings, a 4.24 earned run average, batting average against of 222. But you're absolutely right. Had some really solid moments, had his lows, but they are really confident in him with that experience under his belt for 2025. And the first man he will face is Micah New, who rips that one up the third baseline. That is fair, and that will roll into the corner. New heading into second, he'll jog in and identically did what he did in the first, where he ripped the first pitch of the game right by the third baseman, Nushida. He does the same thing here to start the third.
Well, not sure if they threw the same pitch to him as they did in the first inning, but you're right, almost a carbon copy. And maybe next time he comes to the plate, Nushida should just stand right next to the bag at third.
So leadoff man is on. Here's Jackson Halter. Halter was hit by a pitch. Left-handed hitter, corner infielders coming in against Halter. Veloz looks at second, his pitch, breaking ball, check swing. That's over the inside corner, strike 1.
Veloz came into the program last year after starting his career at Long Beach State. And, you look at the preseason Coaches Bowl in the Big West, and it looks so weird seeing Fullerton and Long Beach towards the bottom.
Yeah. What has happened?
Oh, man.
0-1. Look over at second base. Veloz's pitch, breaking ball. This one sliced into left field. That's a base hit. Stopping over at third is New. You've got runners at the corners here with nobody out, and Hawaii does have some bullpen work going in case Veloz stumbles here in the third inning, and that is Kyle Dobbins, who is up and loosening. So right away, you saw Waite with problems in the first inning, and Veloz is running into trouble in the third, and Nolan Wilson, who was hit by a pitch, will step in. And just like, it was New, double, Halter, single. Exactly that in the third.
Well, if they only give up 1 run in this half inning, that
Right.
would be okay.
This is sent down the right field line and out of play by Wilson. As much as things change, some things can stay the same.
Well, Veloz probably pitching for the strikeout right here, I would guess.
Yeah.
Because then with runners on the corners with 1 down, then you have a double play situation. But easier said than done trying to strike somebody out.
Veloz, 6'1", 195 pounds. 0-1. Breaking ball popped up behind home plate. Palmera is going to give that one a look, but it is going to fall into the netting for strike 2. You mentioned earlier Wichita State. That's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday series.
A lot of history between those two schools. Been a while since they played each other, but back during the Les Murakami era, and Gene Stevenson was the head coach for Wichita State, and they were a national power. They played each other every year for probably 20 years.
No balls, 2 strikes. Veloz out of the stretch. He fires. There's a bouncer middle of the diamond. Iquez charges, flips to second for one. Over to first, double play.
You'll give up the run for a double play any day.
6-4-3. It does bring in New from third, but the bases are now empty as it is 4-2 Hawaii, top of the third. And Ethan Murdoch, who you'd much rather see with the bases empty, steps in here. Murdoch has been the power hitter in this 4-game series, hit 3 home runs, 2 of them on opening night. The first game of the doubleheader, he yanked one as well. There's a strike on the inside half, a 2-seam fastball, 0-1.
He may want to transfer to Manoa after this year. What year is he? Sophomore?
I believe so. 0-1. No, he's a junior. There's strike 2 because he started his career at McCook Community College.
Oh, that's right.
He hit 18 home runs in his freshman season, then transferred over to Marshall, where he's in his second year. 0-2, fastball off the edge of the bat, foul back.
Yeah, that same JC, I was looking at going there at one time.
Were you really?
No, I don't even know where it's at, Josh. Never heard of it.
Their mascot name, they are the Indians.
Where
they are
are-
a junior college
Where?
team.
Texas?
I'll tell you in a moment. I have
Hurry
to
up.
find it first.
Tell me.
0-2. Strike 3 call. Fastball on the outside half. Murdoch didn't like it, but he strikes out to end the inning, and you're going to have to wait for the answer. 1 run comes in on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. This 3rd inning brought to you by Ushijima Architects Incorporated. Hawaii 4, Marshall 2. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Building a winning program requires vision, careful planning, and expert execution. Since 1994, Ushijima Architects has provided the highest quality professional planning and design services for various projects throughout our state. Our highly experienced team provides the full spectrum of services, from feasibility studies and master plans to complete architectural design work. Call us today at 808-946-9544. Ushijima Architects is a proud sponsor of University of Hawaii Baseball.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
4-2 Hawaii as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll see our first reliever for Marshall today, and it is right-handed freshman Clint Moak. 6 feet tall, 165 pounds from Hamilton, Ohio. And he comes in for Kenyon Collins, a fellow freshman. Collins just had that really tough 2nd inning, and that burned him when he allowed those 4 runs.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend has been great for him. Gave up 3 runs in Friday's game, 4 in this one. So in about 3 innings or less, he's given up, what was that, 6 runs?
Yeah, his
7
ERA.
runs?
Yeah, his ERA leaving this weekend will be 23.62.
It can only go down from here.
That is very true.
Well, no, actually it could go higher. But for his sake, I
No,
hope
well,
not.
yeah, for his sake, yeah, let's look at it on positive.
We want Marshall to do well after this weekend
Yeah.
because it helps Hawaii, right? I always root for the teams after they leave here to do well.
So Moak, M-O-A-K, will step in and face Elijah Iquez, Sage Lancaster, Jared Quantz. By the way, to finish up the bit from earlier, you were asked about McCook Community College, which is where Murdoch went. There's a first pitch down low, 1 ball, no strikes. Talking about Ethan Murdoch. McCook Community College is in McCook, Nebraska.
Nebraska?
Nebraska.
Really?
Yeah. Nebraska's a good state for baseball. 1-0. There's a fastball over the inside half, a called strike, 1-1.
You know, the population of Hawaii is larger than the population of the state of Nebraska.
Is it really?
It is. Nebraska's very, have you been to Nebraska?
No.
It's very rural.
1-1. Pitch. There's a slider, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nice people, though. Super nice. Got the chance to go to Nebraska a couple of different times with volleyball with the Wahine throughout
Side half, and Iquez down looking for the first out of the third inning.
Oh, good start for Mr. Moak. You know, with a last name like that, he's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Even though it's not spelled the same way.
Right. Here's Lancaster flying out to left. His first time up. You know, with Collins out early, I was going to use something on him. I guess we'll use it now. Might as well. Their first pitch is high and in, ball one. He's from Ona, West Virginia. And 3 letters. That is one of the shortest city names in the United States. 3 letters.
And you know
Slider
this,
bit high and inside.
Is this something that you've read or you're just assuming?
This is something that I have Googled.
Okay. I wonder what the short, it's probably just a letter.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, they're all 3 letters. So like Rye is one of the shortest ones.
That's probably in Kentucky, I'm guessing.
Fastball outside corner. Rye, Colorado.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of whiskey.
Of course you were.
I don't drink though.
All right, but it sounds good.
It does.
2 balls and a strike. Or pitch. Breaking ball waved at and missed. It was 1-2. I read the book wrong, and he strikes out on the slider going off the plate away. 2 down here in the third.
Where's Mr. Moak been all weekend?
That's
Holy
right.
Mackerel. Not bad. They've got some pretty decent young arms. It's kind of a rebuilding for Coach Beals, right? Coming over from Ohio State, and this is a program that's picked towards the bottom of the Sun Belt this year.
12th in the Sun Belt. Pitch to Jared Quant is hit on the ground through the right side, a base hit. Quant 2 for 2. And Draven Nushida will step in. I'll give you one more 3-letter name. T, South Dakota.
Just the letter
T-E-A.
T-E-A.
Again, the shortest names are all 3 letters.
Okay. Oh, so there's none shorter than that.
Correct.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
And apparently, the story about T, South Dakota, which is near Sioux Falls, it is inspired by the beverage. Pitch high and away, 1-0 to Nushida, who singled back in the second inning. And I wish I were saying that just to be funny, but no, that's apparently the real story.
I like tea. Iced tea.
1-0, throw over to first, runner back. According to thetravel.com, it was inspired, which came about during a town meeting after someone suggested the townspeople take a tea break before resuming the meeting. 1-0, fastball on the inside corner, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Things you learn on a Sunday t-shirt afternoon at the ballpark.
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
There were apparently recommendations to name the town Byron, but they refused. They said several communities there had already taken the name. So we got T. 1-1 is in on the hands and fouled into the seats left side.
Souvenir?
Well, no, because it bounced in the upper level. I guess it bounced off the chair and came back all the way down to the front.
Ricocheted around. Hey, look around this place. This is a terrific Sunday afternoon crowd. Great crowd yesterday on a Saturday.
Yeah.
I think people got the memo that this team is going to be pretty good this year.
1-2 fastball inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hawaii fans love good baseball. They love baseball, right? Because we're not a tall group of people in Hawaii.
True.
And so baseball is a sport still that lends itself to those of us that are a little bit more vertically challenged. And when Hawaii baseball is playing well, the people come out.
2-2, runner goes, pitches high and away. Here's the throw to second base. It is offline. And Quant will get into scoring position on the stolen base.
Hawaii's run a lot this weekend successfully.
Yeah, they haven't been thrown out yet.
They're 10 for 10 this weekend. There were years where I think we only had 10 stolen bases a whole season.
Last year they had 53. 3-2 runner goes again. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball running up and in on Nushida. And he strikes out to end the inning. So Moak does give up the single, but he strikes out 3 in the bottom of the third. We'll head to inning number 4. Hawaii leads Marshall 4-2. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Bring over your funds to Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union from another financial institution and secure it with a great rate for 5 months. Earn an amazing 4.25% annual percentage rate. Get in while the rates are still in the fours. Don't miss this opportunity. Rates are rapidly changing. Get your 4.25 annual percentage rate for a 5-month certificate today. Check out Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union at hificu.com today.
Membership open to Oahu and Maui residents. Federally insured by NCUA. Rate subject to change without notice. $2,000 minimum to open. Money used to fund certificate must come from an external source. Penalty for early withdrawal. Fees could reduce earnings. Other rates available.
It's the student section with Callan Spiller and me, Cole Malsoff, live from Raising Cane's and University. We'll be joined by Akira Jacobs and Aaron Hunkin-Clater, plus state champs Kamehameha's Nihoadan and Pomai Nakakura, and Iolani's Devin Lee and Brody Awaya. Join us at Raising Cane's University this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mahalo to HCAMP and Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union.
Aloha, this is Stan Mahilona from Sports Stan. You're listening to University of Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
All right, we go to the top of the 4th inning. Before we tell you about the new pitcher, we pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu. It's presented by Sports Stan Sporting Goods.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii's sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM. Part of the IO family of companies.
Scott Robbs, Josh Pacheco. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. The script said 9 pitchers, maybe more. We've hit number 4, and that is right-hander Kyle Dobbins, who enters the game for the 4th inning. Dobbins has made 4 appearances last year, a 2.45 earned run average in 3 2/3 innings. Dobbins comes in here with his team trailing 4-2.
No, his team is winning 4-2.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I have it flipped around. It's 4-2 Hawaii.
Did
you know what?
Did you even get sleep after last night? You called a baseball game, a basketball game. You were back here early this morning.
I don't know if I slept. I did have my eyes closed at some point. We should tell you, Hawaii Baseball brought to you by the Hawaii Wall and Ceiling Industry Association. They are hiring journeymen and apprentices. Grow your career and go to hwcia.com. That's hwcia.com today to apply. I'm going to blame it on the Tabasco I put on my French fries. We go to the middle innings. Here's Scott Robbs.
Thanks a lot, Josh. Only 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Thundering Herd. A pair of runs on 5 hits and no errors as Mr. Dobbins completes his warm-up tosses. And he's ready to go. A.J. Havrilla, the first baseman, steps in from the right side and takes the first pitch a bit high. Havrilla, the first baseman, hitting in the 5-hole. Drove in the game's first run back in the first inning on a sac fly RBI to center field. Big inning for Hawaii, the second, where they scored all 4 runs. He breaks one off right there. That one misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, Dobbins, we didn't see much of him last year. So I don't really know what to expect from him here tonight or this afternoon. Saw limited action a season ago. Big kid, though. And that pitch popped up and out of play over the left side. Will that make the roof? Nope.
A 6'5", 220 coming from San Diego. And he's one of those guys that you saw a little bit from him early. As you got into Big West Conference play, not much. I mean, his last game was against UH Hilo. He pitched 2 conference games last year.
Well, if he pitched against Hilo, I called it.
Yes, you did.
Did make that little trek over to the Big Island.
Well, it was the one here.
Okay. Well, the one over there as well. I mean, that was a fun game. I hope, and I know there was talk last year. Obviously, it's not going to be an annual event because they're not going there this year, but at least semi-annual. And there's still talk about taking this team as that ball is turned on a line to left field. Coming in and making the grab is Ben Ziegler-Namoa. That one hung up there long enough for Ben to get under it. And there's one away here in the 4th inning. 4-2 Hawaii leads. But also I know there's been talk of taking a game, and there was talk this year of doing it, but it didn't work out. Also like to Maui, a regular season, maybe a Sunday game against somebody, go over to Maui, play at War Memorial, wherever they're going to play, Miyahara Stadium. So 1 down, base is empty. And the first pitch down from Dobbins to Elijah Vogelsong, the left fielder. And it's down for a strike.
I would love to see a game at Iron Maihara Stadium. You see Division I state tournament played there every 3 years.
Yeah. The next pitch popped up, foul territory, third base side. Nishida coming over near the wall. And does he hang on? He does, as he crashes into the wall in foul territory next to the third base dugout, squeezes it, hangs on for out number 2.
And that's not easy. I mean, that wall does not have much padding at all.
No.
And he reached his arm right over that, hitting the netting, which is right over the wall. He seems to be okay, but that's a tough play to make.
Well, that's also being familiar with your surroundings, home field advantage, right? He knew exactly what he was doing. So quickly, 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Brings up Tyler Kammerer. Kammerer, the second baseman. Wind out to short back in the 2nd inning. He takes a strike. You know, one thing the pitchers are doing other than Dylan Wade, who started the game and did not retire a batter, why is pounding the zone with the fastball early? And they're getting ahead of the hitters, and that's huge. Kammerer homered in the opener on Friday night. Fastball at the knees for another strike down from Dobbins.
Yeah, I haven't walked the batter, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, I thought Ethan Thomas looked really good. Danny Veloz gave up a run, but he was okay. And then here comes Kyle Dobbins. He's looks strong. The 0-2. Reaching out, slapping that one foul out towards the empty Heineken hangout down the right field line.
By the way, final numbers for Veloz.
Yes.
1 run, 2 hits, 1 strikeout through 10 pitches in that 3rd inning.
Only 10 pitches.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Well, the 2 hits he gave up were the first
pitch.
pitches of the at-bat.
Good point. So we'll try it again. 0-2. Top of the 4th inning. 4-2 Bows leading. Dobbins from the stretch. Set at the belt. Wines delivers. This is a bit low and outside. Well, Marshall has a late night flight. And it's going to take him a long time to get all the way back to Huntington, West Virginia. I think it's kind of neat the last couple of years. We've seen programs that we haven't seen before. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Kyle Dobbins looks impressive if this is his only inning of work as he sets the side down in order and picks up his first strikeout of the season for the Thundering Herd in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We played 3.5 in Manoa, 4-2 Hawaii. You're listening to Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
This place they call paradise, I call my home. Best to be born and raised local grown.
With hotels, condo resorts, and vacation rentals on 5 Hawaiian islands, Castle Resorts and Hotels is a Kama'aina favorite. When you need a place to stay to attend a tournament, family function, or a golf getaway, visit castleresorts.com for special Kama'aina rates.
H-A-W-A, 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 there ain't no other place like these islands.
Castle Resorts and Hotels. Born in Hawaii, built on hospitality, inspired by aloha.
H-A-W-A, there ain't no other place like these islands.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Back at Les Murakami Stadium on a T-shirt Sunday. Hawaii and Marshall, the Bows looking for the opening series sweep, and they lead at 4-2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Beginning his 2nd inning of work out of the bullpen, Clint Moak, who looked pretty sharp in his only inning last frame as he struck out 3. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter to lead off the 4th inning, and we are. Jack Salmon, the junior college transfer out of Golden West, will come in and pinch hit for Aiden Cooney. Salmon listed as an outfielder, but you brought up a good point to me during the break that Salmon probably will stay and go out in the outfield and then bring Ben Ziegler-Namoa in to play first base. So our first look at Jack Salmon from the left side. He swings and fouls that one left side out of play. And if you're wondering, gosh, that's such a familiar baseball last name, he is related to Tim Salmon. That's his uncle.
Yeah.
Tim Salmon was a hell of a player.
Still does some TV, I think, for the Angels. Salmon made his debut on Friday. Struck out.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay,
it was a late inning game.
Yeah.
You were downstairs.
Yeah, I was already gone. Well, not gone, but downstairs. You're right. So the 0-1 pitch down to Salmon, and that one's a strike. Salmon thought about offering, held up, didn't matter. And it's 0-2.
It's built like Tim too.
Kenyon Collins started the afternoon, went 2 innings, gave up 4 runs for the Thundering Herd as that one spoiled off at the plate. And then Clint Moak with that 1 inning of scoreless work out of the bullpen for Marshall. So Salmon, the pinch hitter, lead things off in the bottom of the 4th inning. 4-2 Hawaii leads. Infield shaded around towards the right side. And the next offering, and they'll say, they ask if he went around. He did, but the ball gets away from the catcher. Hustling his Salmon down to first. Does he get there in time? And he does. So I'm not sure if that's going to be a pass ball or wild pitch. They're going to call it a pass ball. So scoring purposes, it's almost like an error, but you don't put it up on the scoreboard. And so Salmon will be safe at first on the strikeout pass ball. And now we're going to have the manager, the coach, come out and talk to the first base umpire. Now, we weren't
Greg Beals.
Yeah, we weren't here last night for the second game of the doubleheader, but Beals was thrown out late in that game. A couple of controversial safe calls at first in favor of Hawaii.
What I wonder here is, I'm sorry, Scott. I wonder, do they believe that Salmon may have his run up to first may have impeded the throw? Was he outside of the baseline? Now, remember, you have the double base here in college baseball, and it did kind of look like he was running inside that double base, not necessarily toward that new base, which is on the foul side of first. So Greg Beals came out, had his conversation with the first base umpire, and now all 3 have gotten together.
They're actually talking about dinner plans tonight. Hey, we're going to get out of here early.
I wonder where their flight is, and they're going to rule them safe, so everything's good.
Yeah, I mean, there's no television, obviously, so there's no replay system. So I thought that was if you're the head coach, you want to go out there, talk to the umpire, say, hey, see what the other guys think as well. And I think that's pretty cool that the 3 of them got together and they decided that Salmon was safe. So Salmon ran upstream, and he got there. So
How long have you been thinking about that one?
That just came in my head just now, to be honest with you. And here's Connor Palmera, the catcher, had a big RBI single and scored a run back in that 4-run second inning.
Well, they just called a pitch, either pitch clock or a violation on engagement. So they just gave a ball.
Well,
to Palmera.
They actually warned him earlier.
Yeah.
There's a ball hit hard to third, scooped up by Leon, goes to second for 1, back to first, double play. Just like that, Leon, the camera brings it back to Havrilla. 5-4-3 around the horn, and quickly like that, 2 down here in the 4th inning. Base is empty.
Should mention, by the way, Hawaii Baseball brought to you by Motogen Medical. They have treatments used to elevate pain and help heal joints naturally. Go to MODOGEN.com and sign up for a free evaluation.
Might have to do that after this weekend. My back's a little sore.
We have these nice cushy chairs, and you're still complaining about your back being
complaining.
sore.
I'm just saying. Here's Matt Miura, bases empty. Top of the order, he takes a strike. Yeah, but the other chairs that I have to sit in, not as these are. Yeah, we got brand new chairs up here this year.
Who do we need to talk to about your quote unquote other chairs?
I've talked to everybody. It's not in the budget. Nothing in one. Showing bunt. It's laid down third base side, but it goes foul. Oh, did it hit him?
It hit him in the batter's box, so it's going to be ruled a foul ball. It looked like I thought it had kind of come up, and I thought it clipped him either on his chest or it hit part of his helmet. But the main thing he was in the batter's box. If it hit him, if he was outside the batter's box, he would have been ruled out.
That is correct, Josh.
Is the person that you would have to talk to also doing laundry today?
Well, I think that'd be the first person I would go to.
Okay.
So 0-2 to Miura, and there's a called strike 3 on the fastball on the outside corner. So after giving up the pass ball after the strikeout of Salmon, who got to first base, double play and then a strikeout just like that. The day is pal, or at least this inning is pal. We've played 4 complete here in Manoa, Hawaii 4, Marshall 2. You're listening to Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Abbey Carpet and Floor, voted Hawaii's best carpet and flooring company. Stop by Abbey's showroom on Nimitz Highway and see the amazing 7MTC flooring. This revolutionary product is made out of melamine. It's resistant to fading, stains, and even pet scratches. Come by and see the Scratch Test Challenge. 7MTC, available now at Abbey Carpet and Floor.
Abbey Carpet and Floor, where Hawaii goes for flooring.
Contractor's license number C19140.
When you got the hungries, go to Young's Fish Market in Honolulu. Young's Fish Market is your headquarters for an extensive menu full of local favorites. Get the Lau Lau plate, Kalua pig, or the beef stew. How about tripe stew, pipi kaula, lomi salmon, and squid luau. Get 10% off for Military Monday, Senior Tuesdays 60 and over, or every day for EMS, law enforcement, and firefighters. Just show your ID. Visit youngsfishmarket.com, home of the famous Wow Lao Lao.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Back in Manoa, 4 innings in the books. 4-2 Hawaii leads Marshall. Bows 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. And then for Marshall, 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. A couple of defensive changes, as you suspected, Josh. You're right. Ben Ziegler-Namoa comes in from left, goes to first base. Jack Salmon, who came in and pinch hit for Aiden Cooney, will now take Ben's spot out in left field. And we have a brand new pitcher who we actually saw Friday night, and that's Freddie Rodriguez, who pitched well in the season opener. Rodriguez went 2 1/3 innings, allowed an unearned run, walked 1, and struck out 1.
And this call to the bullpen brought to you by HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com, and that is pitcher 5 as we go to the 5th.
Rodriguez, a transfer from Cal Poly. And he'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the order. And the first pitch down misses. So he's going to face Cam Harthen, Eddie Leon, and Micah New. So 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Harthen swings it from the left side, takes a big hack, and comes up empty. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter here in the 5th inning. I wonder when's the, and I hope I'm not botching things, Josh, but when's the last time Hawaii opened up a season with a series sweep? It hasn't been under Rich Hill. Because Friday was the first time they won a season opener under Rich.
Right.
The next pitch, pulled on the right side. Sakino scoops it up, takes his time, brings it over to first, and there's 1 away.
Well, fortunately for you, I wrote the answer down before we got on the air.
Oh, really? So you were thinking like I was.
Yeah, the last time Hawaii got a sweep, it was a 3-game sweep, but it was against Air Force back in 2018. And then, so they started 3-0. Then was the BYU series here at home, and Hawaii won the first game. So they started 4-0. Then they finished the season 27-24.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. So base is empty for Eddie Leon, the third baseman. He's played a good, solid defensive third base, and he hits it to his counterpart at third. Nishida up with it, low throw, held on by Ziegler-Namoa. 5-3 to put out Leon, and quickly 2 away. I remember that Air Force series. You know why?
Why?
Because we had a lightning delay.
And that's rare.
Yeah, I mean, I don't ever remember ever having a lightning delay until that series. I think it was on a Sunday. And the weather was pretty lousy, and I think they ended up still playing the game, and it was just pouring and off and on. So here's Micah New, top of the order, 2 down, base is empty. The shortstop has had a good first game as he hits one down the right field side and out of play. He's been really the offensive guy for the Thundering Herd to this point. He's 2 for 2, a pair of doubles and a pair of runs scored. I mean, you talk about the guy setting the table. That's exactly what he would like. Hawaii playing back on the infield, straight away in the outfield. And Rodriguez's pitch misses a bit outside.
Not only that, it's the first time I've seen Hawaii in a shift. 3 infielders on the left side. They can't do that in the pros.
No, you can't. That's true. The second baseman, Sakino, shaded towards the shortstop side behind the bag at second. The next offering misses a bit high and inside to count 2 balls and 1 strike to Mew. 4-2 Hawaii leads. Top of the 5th inning. Don't forget, Coming up on Thursday, the beginning of a 4-game series against Wichita State, the Shockers will be back. And there's a called strike on the fastball, about letter high. And we understand the legendary Gene Stevenson is coming for that trip, which tells me that Coach Les will probably be out here for at least one of those games this coming week. The 2-ball, 2-strike count. Rodriguez deals, and that one on the outside corner called strike 3. And so the bullpen days look pretty good so far for Hawaii. The arms have been impressive, including Freddie Rodriguez, who sets the side down in order. So for the Thundering Herd here in the 5th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We'll head to the home half of the 5th inning. Hawaii leads it 4-2, and you're listening to Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
Sports Stand Sporting Goods is Hawaii's best baseball and softball store. At Sports Stand, you'll experience the largest selection of baseball and softball gloves and bats in Hawaii. You know the rules. Quality sporting goods always at a price you can afford. Stop by Sports Stand Sporting Goods in beautiful downtown Waipio, 94-547 Uke'e Street, Suite 303. Or give them a call at 808-676-STAND. That's 808-676-7826. Remember, at Sports Stand, it's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Back in Manoa on a lovely Sunday afternoon. Scott and Josh with you with our T-shirts on. We want to encourage fans on Sundays to come out and wear their favorite T-shirt. We're designating every Sunday as T-shirt Sunday. Now, we may be the only two that follow it.
I see a lot of people, and more so T-shirts that are like Hawaii colors, like a green or
in
white.
Hawaii, some T-shirts, nice T-shirts, that's considered formal wear.
Yeah.
I consider it. You know, you got like a really cool T-shirt.
Do our wives consider it formal wear?
I think they've given up on us already. I don't blame them. Shunsuke Sakaino, the second baseman, batting in the 2-hole, steps in to lead things off for the Bows. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, 4-2 Hawaii leads. Sakaino hit by a pitch back in the first, doubled in the second inning, and drove in a pair of runs. The second inning, really the big inning for Hawaii. In fact, it is the big inning for Hawaii, as they scored 4 times. We've seen that already here in the early goings, those big innings, and then the bullpen has been able to hang on for UH. The pitch down to Sakaino a bit low, and the count is now 1-1 to Shunsuke. He'll be followed by Ben Ziegler-Namoa and Elijah Iquez. Well, I'd like to get a couple of more runs. You're not comfortable only up by 2. That ball bounced back up the middle into center field for a leadoff hit. Well, he continues to just hit the ball, Josh.
7 for 11 in this series for the CSUN transfer.
He should have an NIL deal.
You know?
He's 7 for 11. We could call him Mr. Big Gulp.
I
mean, you got to think outside the box.
I wasn't thinking that until you had to explain it.
Well, that's why I'm
which is not a good sign. By the way,
yes, sir.
Ben Ziegler-Namoa stepping in. He was the in-game adjustment moving to first, brought to you by Lex Brody's Tire Company. Wear your University of Hawaii apparel there. Get 5% off your purchase here on Oahu.
And we found out today that Ben is half Tongan.
Yeah.
Of course, grew up in Lahaina. And we all know what happened there. Just devastating. Went away for a couple of years to Yavapai College in Arizona. And then here in Manoa. Glad to have it. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on the board to Ziegler-Namoa. Here's the pitch a bit high. Now, Shunsuke is a threat to go. And Hawaii already has a stolen base in this game. Hawaii has stolen 10 bases in this series. They're a perfect 10 for 10. And that's another thing that we've seen an upgrade. That's the ability to steal bases and also the speed. There's a ball popped up in the shallow left center. The left fielder will come in a bit circles and makes the catch. That's Vogelsong for out number 1.
Hey, by the way, since you mentioned it's T-shirt Sunday,
It is.
we
T-shirt
probably have to, since we've mentioned it, we probably have to tell people what the T-shirts are every time. Yours is just the old UH rainbow logo.
I decided to go with the old UH rainbow logo. It's a green shirt with the logo a lot of us grew up with.
Yeah. Mine, it says, "We no move feet, brada."
Yeah, how'd you get that shirt? Did Rich get it to you?
No, he didn't. I'll tell you that in a second.
Okay. There's Elijah Iquez, first pitch swinging, bounces one fouled on the third base line.
So one of the extra inning shows last year, one of the people who went to the show said, "Hey, got the shirt made, so let me give it to you. It's the Kelly green. The words are in Sheridan orange, and I've never worn it until today. I figured, today's the day I'm going to break it out."
Yeah, it's got a lot of creases, and you can tell it's been in your drawer for a while. Don't worry, I'm not Mr. GQ either. Now I got to start planning out my Sunday attire.
Yeah.
I like that saying that Rich has, though, and they have it up in the dugout as well. Iquez waits. The pitch, fastball, down for a strike. So kind of over at first after leading off the inning with a base hit up the middle. One away, bottom of the fifth inning, 4-2 Bows lead. Rich Hill coming in now, and he's going to call one of those offensive timeouts.
Now, on Friday, when Harry was here in the booth, we did mention an over-under for offensive timeouts this year.
Well,
and we're going to smash that. I said 50. And I think we're going to well over 50 this year because we had 2 in the first game. Did we have one in game one of the doubleheader?
Not in the first game.
And we weren't here for most of the second, and I don't remember one there either. So maybe there's a chance the 50s hits under on offensive timeouts.
I would say 50 is probably pretty
I think we're going to probably go over by the end of the year for these close games.
Are they playing 52, 53 games this year, right? You know he's good for at least one a game.
Right.
At least. And that being Coach Hill, makes no apologies for his offensive timeouts, even though I've tell him over and over, broadcasters, we hate those offensive timeouts, and we hate bullpen days too,
Speak for yourself.
You like bullpen days?
No, I don't mind offensive timeouts.
Oh, okay. But they work.
Yeah.
Right side of the infield's opened up, and that ball hit towards the right side, coming over to his left, fielding and throwing it high and away at first base is Kammerer, the second baseman. Threw it away, and so Havrilla had to get off the bag to retrieve it. Everybody will be safe. Sakino down at second, and on at first, Iquez on the E4.
You mentioned with Kammerer. He was playing much closer to second base for the potential of getting the out there because for the possibility of the double play. So going as far as he did to his left really forced that throw to go a little wide.
Yeah, the right side was almost completely open. And I had a feeling that's where Iquez would try to go, and he did. Here's Age Lancaster in the designated hitter role here tonight, 0 for 2. Check swing and takes a strike call. Lancaster, another local kid from Hilo, right?
Yep.
Same town as you're from.
Yep.
Went away to New Mexico State. Actually played his freshman year in Las Cruces and then redshirted last year after an injury and is back home now. And he's one of those utility guys, can play a number of positions, throw over to first, back to the bag in plenty of time is Iquez. But I was thinking with Nushida playing at third today, he is the 4th different third baseman we've seen in this series.
Kedron Kinsey being the other.
Right, and you had Iquez at third. And Lancaster played a little third, too, this weekend. Nothing won the count, 2 aboard, 1 away. From the stretch, Moak fires. That ball hit in the air out towards center field, but almost right at Harthen, who doesn't have to move much, makes the catch 2 away.
Now, part of that is not the plan. It's necessitated by the Jordan Donahue injury.
No, you're right.
Night.
But that's another example. We've been talking all week, and the team's been kind of like the depth of this year's team. That's a good example. There are seasons where you never have more than maybe 2 guys play third base an entire season.
Right.
But 4 through 4 games. So Jared Quant, who has a couple of singles so far here this afternoon, steps in. Still 2 guys on base. Nobody's come home yet. Quant looks at that pitch a bit high and outside. Sakino still out at second base. Over at first is Iquez. Hawaii getting all 4 of the runs in the bottom of the second inning. Hanging on 4-2, they lead. On from the left side, waits, slight open stance. Moak checks the runner at second the second time. From the stretch, brings down the pitch. And there's a fastball for a strike. Jared Quant back in that second inning, singled, came around and scored, and then singled and stole a base in the third inning. Getting the start in right field is Quant. I think he'll pretty much be the guy out there unless he stops hitting. There's a breaking ball. Quant almost offered, held back. It's a ball.
Surprised they didn't try to appeal that.
I am too, actually. Hawaii out hitting the Thundering Herd 7-4. Moak trying to get out of a little bit of trouble here in the fifth inning. Worried about the runner. Now he comes to the plate, misses inside. Ball bounces away from Wilson, the catcher, but out in front of him. So no chance for anybody to move up a base.
Charlie Adamson, by the way, was warming in the Hawaii bullpen, so there's a very good chance we'll see our sixth pitcher in inning number 6. Shocker, right?
Wichita State coming into town Thursday, the Shockers. And there's ball 4. So good at bat by Quant. He'll go down to first base. And the bags are full of bows with 2 outs here in the fifth inning. And a big opportunity for the hero of opening night, Draven Nushida. Nushida playing third, singled and scored in the second, struck out swinging in the third. But I'll tell you what, Nushida on Friday night, that winning hit over the right fielder's head, he turned on it. And I was talking to, I think, Harry and Sam Spangler, and we're saying, if the wind was typically blowing out to right like it does most nights, that one probably would have gotten out of here.
Right.
He tattooed that thing.
Yeah.
We're going to get a mound visit now. There is, I believe, a left-hander. It looks like warming up in the bullpen. It's not a bag. It's a real person down there.
It's looks like Blaine Albright, second-year freshman.
Kenyon Collins started the game, 2 innings, 4 runs on 5 hits, no walks, no strikeouts, and Clinton Moak has been out there since the beginning of the third inning. And he's been pretty effective. He hasn't allowed any runs. He has struck out 4. But not quite sure early in the season how deep he can go. I'm sure Coach Beals would like to get him through at least this inning. And then maybe bring in Albright to begin the 6th inning. And Nushida with the chance to extend Hawaii's 2-run advantage here in the bottom of the 5th. Now visits Powell. Moak ready to throw. Sakino's over at third base. And the pitch fouled off at the plate. Then over at second base, you've got Iquez and Quant over at first. It's going to be a fun season. You can tell already.
Yeah.
And, we mentioned Wichita State coming in next week. The week after is a team that's even better. A pitch down to Shida. Hits the ball in the air down the left field line. It stays fair. It's trouble. It's a fair ball. It stays within the line by a couple of feet. It'll score 1 run, 2 runs. It's a bases clearing double down the left line for Nushida. And Hawaii extends the lead to 7-2. He just went oppo. High fly ball that just kept on carrying. The left fielder Vogelsong didn't get there in time. It landed, maybe only a couple of feet inside the line near the warning track down the left field side. And with 2 outs, everybody was running. Sakino easily from third. And then you have Ika scoring from second, and right behind them, the speedy Jared Quant. So a bases clearing double for Nushida. And it's a 7-2 Hawaii lead, and just exactly what the doctor ordered. And that's going to be it for Mr. Moak.
That extra base hit brought to you by Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Life matters.
It does.
That hit mattered. I mean, that almost was probably 4 to 5 inches away from bouncing over the wall and being a ground rule double.
Yeah, and that would have put a runner back at third, right?
Yeah.
Would have put Quant back at third base since he was at first. But yeah, that's going to be it for Mr. Moak. So I believe your buddy Albright's going to come in and pitch for Marshall. But how about Hawaii taking their time? A couple of big innings now so far. The 4-run second, 3 across so far with 2 outs here in the 5th inning.
First lefty Hawaii's going to see today. And the first time we get to see Albright. They've gone with a lot of youth. Now, Albright was at Indiana last year, but he didn't play. So this is Albright's first collegiate appearance. And coming in here in a 7-2 game, probably not the best way he wanted to make his collegiate debut.
But it takes the pressure off.
True.
I mean, there's not a lot of pressure if you come into the game and your team's down 5. The only pressure is you don't want to make the deficit any bigger than it already is. But Hawaii already has 8 hits and 7 runs. I think the question coming into this weekend for some was the hitting and whether or not Hawaii could be a consistently good hitting team. And I think under Dave Nakama, we've seen that already. And we're seeing it here this weekend that Hawaii can definitely score runs and they can also throw it pretty well. Now, Josh, I'm going to have to ask you, what's Albright's number? I can't find him on
18.
the roster. Okay, thank you. I'm looking everywhere. Where is he? Lane Albright, 6'3", 215-pounder out of Lima, Ohio. You think they eat dogs and cats in Lima, Ohio?
Oh, boy, I'm not getting into that. Leave me out of it.
Too late.
Clint Moak, 2 2/3 innings, 5 strikeouts and a walk, 3 hits. I mean, right now responsible for the 3 runs and also for Nushida, who looks like he's having a conversation with every one of the Marshall infielders right around second base.
Well, earlier I was talking about where Rich Hill said publicly, a couple of the guys I probably should have gone after when they were still in high school here. Nushida was one of them that he mentioned. Mm-hmm. He says, hey, I just missed on that one. Nushida went to Cal State Fullerton. But I'm sure he's glad to be back home. Hawaii's glad he's back home.
You got a pinch hitter here, by the way. It's going to be Kamana Nahaku, who will hit for Salmon. So they go righty hitter against the lefty on the bump.
And he will probably stay in and play in left field. So 3 runs across on the bases clearing double by Nushida. And here comes Nahaku. Kamana out of the state of Washington. It's on the team last year. Saw some action. Got the start in Friday night's game.
You'll see him a lot of times, a right-handed hitter. They like him against the lefty.
The next pitch from Albright is down for a strike. Quite a few freshman pitchers on this Marshall team. Now, granted, Albright is a redshirt freshman. However, still a freshman.
7 returning pitchers from last year.
Wow, that's it, huh?
Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike to Nahaku. Pinch hitting here in the 5th inning. Lofts one up and out of play over the right side, out towards the parking area. Hawaii 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors. For Marshall, a pair of runs on 4 hits, and they have committed 1 error. What do you think about the defense of both teams this weekend? Pretty good defense, don't you think, for opening weekend?
I haven't recalled seeing a bunch of errors.
No.
We've seen some highlight plays.
1-2, high and inside, almost.
That
actually did hit him. That one did hit Nahaku, so he'll go down to first base on the hit by pitch.
I think the standout defensively has to be Elijah Iquez, but that's not a surprise. But we've seen him make a couple of leaping plays out in short. He's handled some kind of dribblers in the middle of the infield that's had chances to start double plays. He has looked as confident at short, maybe more so than at third.
Well, I think short is probably his more natural position.
Yeah.
And you're probably right. Here's Connor Palmera, the catcher. Number 9 hitter in the order for Hawaii. Had a big RBI hit a couple of innings ago, and the pitch down from Albright a bit high. Palmera had that RBI single in that 4-run second inning. He also came around and scored, and then he hit into a double play in the 4th inning. So 1-for-2 for the Maui native. Albright, the lefty, checks the runner back at second. Wines delivers. That one hit weakly down the first baseline, foul. Is that Coach Meggs down at first base?
Yes, it is.
Okay. He and Rich Hill have been friends since 7th grade.
Yeah.
Something like that. And they're such different kind of guys. Lindsay's way more reserved than Rich.
Yes.
Rich doesn't need to drink any of those energy drinks for that case. 1-1 pitch popped up again. Out of play onto the roof. So Hawaii with 3 across here in the 5th inning. 7-2, Hawaii leads, looking for the series opening sweep of the Thundering Herd. Albright, the freshman, the third pitcher of the afternoon, brings that one down. That ball hit well out towards left center field. Left fielder going back at the warning track. He cannot come up with it. That's Vogel's song. That will score 2 more runs, 6 across in the inning, and it's a 10-2 Hawaii lead. Excuse me, make it 9-2 Hawaii lead. 5 runs have scored.
I appreciate the effort from Vogelsong. I mean, that ball was a missile right off the bat of Paul Mara, and he leapt up. He had a chance to make that play just over his glove. You appreciate the effort, but all the same, Paul Mara with a rocket 2-run double.
Paul Mara showing a little of that pop. Vogelsong just kept on going back, and then tried to make the grab, no chance. So as we head back to the top of the order with Matt Miura, Hawaii is batted around here in the 5th inning. Runner out at second, 5 across, 9-2 Hawaii leads. First pitch swinging, bouncing ball to first. Up with it is Havrilla. He'll step on the bag, and the inning is over, but not before another huge crooked number on the scoreboard for the Bows as they put up 5 runs here in the 5th inning. We've played 5. 9-2 Hawaii. You're listening to Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Building a winning program requires vision, careful planning, and expert execution. Since 1994, Ushijima Architects has provided the highest quality professional planning and design services for various projects throughout our state. Our highly experienced team provides the full spectrum of services, from feasibility studies and master plans to complete architectural design work. Call us today at 808-946-9544. Ushijima Architects is a proud sponsor of University of Hawaii Baseball.
We see a lot of kids and even adults riding their e-bikes and skateboarding, doing cool wheelies and ripping turns and getting air. There's only one problem, though. Many aren't wearing helmets, or they're not wearing the helmet correctly. Protect your brain. You only have one brain, and we all need to protect it. We all need to have fun, but we also need to take care of ourselves and our health. Wear a helmet and wear it correctly to save yourself from a concussion and further neurotrauma injuries. This message is brought to you by HCAM, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Well, Hawaii getting a little separation in the bottom of the 5th inning, plating 5 runs, I believe, all with 2 outs, right? They were all came across with 2 outs. So through 5 innings, 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Hawaii. 2-4-1 for Marshall as we head to the top of the 6th inning. And we have another pitcher for the University of Hawaii. So they're staying on track. 6th inning, 6th pitcher. This time is Charlie Adamson.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot from Adamson last year. Pitched 3 innings, didn't allow an earned run, faced 9 hitters, gave up 1 hit, struck out 2. But he did pitch yesterday, pitched an inning, and so they knew they could get him back today, give them potentially an inning. And Adamson, who is the 6'4" senior from Malibu, California, will get an opportunity here.
So Adamson will come in there. Dylan Waite started the game, didn't retire a batter. In fact, the bases were loaded when he was pulled out. Ethan Thomas came in, only gave up a sac fly in that first inning, then shut down second inning. So Thomas went the first 2 innings. Danny Veloz went an inning, gave up a run. Kyle Dobbins went an inning of shutout ball. Freddie Rodriguez, an inning of shutout ball. And now Charlie Adamson. The right-hander goes up against the left-hand swinging hitter, Jackson Halter, the right fielder. So Halter will step in from the left side. Reached on an infield single in the first and a true single in the third. So he's 2 for 2 today. And Adamson starts him off with a strike, 0-1. Halter followed by Wilson and Murdoch, 2, 3, and 4 in the order for Marshall. Down big, down by 7. The pitch lined fouled on the left field side over towards the Hawaii bullpen.
By the way, pitching change brought to you by H Kemp, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com.
They're getting a lot of action here today. A lot of pitching changes, at least for the Bows. By design, by the way. The next pitch down from Adamson is down low. Now, he went to Santa Barbara City College, but I believe he started at the University of Santa Barbara, didn't he?
I think you're right.
Gauchos, of course, favored to win the Big West Conference this year. Next pitch is down inside and low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You have the top 2 dogs this year, at least according to everybody, is Santa Barbara and Irvine, right? And then Hawaii picked 4. Third is it Cal Poly?
Mm-hmm.
All fouled off at the plate. I think all 4 of those teams right there could all be postseason squads.
Yep.
I mean, time will tell, right, how everything plays out. But I think the Big West is pretty strong this season. Usually is. Halter waits. Adamson delivers, comes inside and plunks him right on the Okole area. So hit by pitch from Adamson, and Halter reaches base to start the 6th inning.
First base runner since the 3rd of that Halter single.
Also the second Thunder and Herd player to be plunked by a pitch. Remember way back in the 1st inning, Waite hit someone as well. So leadoff runner aboard here in the top of the 6th inning. And Nolan Wilson, the catcher, he was hit by the pitch. He was the guy hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. He also hit into a double play, and Charlie Adamson would love to throw a double play ball right here. That's the only double play I think Hawaii has turned. They've also hit into a double play.
They just gave a strike to Adamson. They called a pitch clock violation on the hitter.
You know, we've seen, obviously that was something that was by the rules committee this year, real early on in this season. Let's make sure that we stick to the rules, and because we've seen that those kind of things quite a bit in this opening series, not being engaged, pitch clock violation on the pitcher, now on the hitter. 0-2 the count. Fastball, bit low and outside.
But that's good. You want to get that stuff done now.
Establish it early so the players get used to it.
Actually, you know what? I think they flipped it around. Because looking at the home plate umpire, I think he's signaling that first one was actually to the pitcher. So it should be 2-1.
Yeah, the board says 1-2. We'll find out. Bouncing ball, foul down the third base line. Well, it's all moot now. Well, maybe not. Tell you what, though, this season so far, whoever's been running the scoreboard has done a good job. We've had years where the scoreboard balls and strikes were never correct. This year so far, they're good. And now they put up the other ball on the scoreboard to make it 2-2. Halter over at first. Wilson waits at the plate. Adamson, 6th pitcher of the game, winds, delivers. That ball hit hard right past the third baseman, Nishida, into left field. Big turn at second. Holding up there is Halter on the hard hit single by Wilson. And the first 2 aboard here to begin the 6th inning for Marshall.
There have been some hard hit balls toward Nishida at third. Had a couple of doubles from you back in the 1st and 3rd that have ripped right by him, and that one the same.
I will say this. Hopefully Jordan Donahue can get back sooner than later, because I just think it's so much better to the left side of the infield when you have Jordan at short and Iquez at third. Ethan Murdoch, the home run hitter, steps in, designated hitter. Hasn't hit one out yet today, and breaking off the pitch is Adamson down for a strike. In fact, Murdoch has kind of had a down afternoon. He has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Maybe it's all or nothing for him. Adamson in a bit of trouble to begin the 6th inning. Checks the runner, brings the pitch down. Another fastball, another strike, and he's ahead 0-2. Outfield playing straight away. Nahaku now out in left field. Miura in center, and Quant in right. The next pitch, fouled up and out of play. 2 big innings so far here today for Hawaii. The 4-run second, the 5-run fifth. Single runs in the first and third innings for the Thundering Herd. Hawaii winning 2 of the first 3 games of this series in walk-off fashion. Up 9-2. I would imagine, Josh, if Hawaii's going to win this game, it shouldn't be in walk-off fashion.
Correct.
It better not be. The 0-2, that one hit well out to center. Drifting over to his right is Miura. He makes the catch, quickly brings it back to the infield. And the runner at second has to hold up. That is Halter. Nice job by Miura. Not only making the grab, but then quickly throwing a strike to third base. And there's one down.
6th inning, by the way, brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union for life.
A.J. Havrilla, the first baseman, drove in the game's first run with a sac fly back in the first inning. He's also flied out to left. So officially 0 for 1 on the day, Havrilla. Still runners at first and second, but 1 away. And Adamson 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. If you can get one to roll to short or second. And the pitch down towards the carpet, a bit low.
A much nicer looking carpet.
Way nicer.
Yeah.
We're spoiled. This is just like, especially where we sit right behind home plate up here in the press box. What a beautiful facility. Another pitch low from Adamson. I mean, they've done so many renovations over the last handful of years, right? The locker rooms under Coach Trapasso, the bathrooms during the COVID season. The new turf this year as we get time called, and Coach Hill jogging out towards the mound. Have a couple of words with Adamson. And then I think next on the docket is that almost at least 40, close to 40, if not more, Euro batting cage down the left field line. This is how old that batting cage is. When it was first built, I remember as a kid running around and playing in that thing. And we had a pitcher named Brian Duquette back, and he was on the 1980 team. He was a freshman with Chuck Krim. And that's, I grew up in that bullpen. So one time he said, "Hey, I got to warm up, Scott. Can you go stand and act like a batter?" And then Brian Duquette was like the hardest thrower on the team. He was a lefty, little wild, and he was pretty wild as a person too. And I don't know how hard he threw back then. I think he probably threw 90, and that was really hard back then, right? He threw a fastball inside on me. I'm like 12 or 13 years old. All I hear is the sizzle. After one pitch, I said, "Duke, I'm done." Scared the crap out of me.
Did he do that on purpose?
Oh, absolutely. Scared me to death. All right, the mound visit is Powell. 2 balls, no strikes. The count to Havrilla. Runners at first and second for the Thundering Herd, trying to chip their way back into this one, down by 7. Let's see if Adamson now can settle down. The bullpen on a bullpen day has been good. The 2-0 pitch. Foul straight back off the net. If there's no net, I think Josh probably could have reached down and made a catch.
If I had like Gumby arms, maybe.
By the way, how is Rich Hill's hand? Yesterday you said it looked like a Mickey Mouse hand.
Yeah, I didn't notice it as swollen today. He said he's fortunate it wasn't broken.
I'm surprised he didn't break a bone in there. I
Yeah,
mean, it was a
absolutely.
hard hit
Because it came
drive.
right in the front of his hand.
The 2-1 missing outside Adamson, and now he's a pitch away from loading the bases. What's amazing is the 30 years Les Murakami coached at third base. He always sat at the front end of the coach's box with his arms crossed. He had his green Hawaii jacket on. And all those years, I don't think a ball ever hit him. There's a ball hit in the air out towards left. Hit pretty well. Back at the warning track, Nahaku, and he reaches up in front of the Hawaiian Airlines sign to make the grab. And tagging at second, the runner moving over to third. That's Halter, but there's 2 away. At first, watching Nahaku go back, I started getting a little nervous because we've seen balls go out over that left field wall this weekend, something you don't see quite a bit.
And not only that, the Kona wins.
Yes. So just a long fly out off the bat of Havrilla. Halter now over at third. And Wilson stays at first base, and it'll be up to Elijah Vogelsong to try to keep the inning alive. The left fielder is 0 for 2 here this afternoon. Also had a couple of balls hit over his head defensively in that 5-run 5th inning. It wasn't his fault. They were just tattooed. Righty against lefty, and the pitch down is a strike called from Adamson. Don't know if we'll ever see Marshall back out here again. I mean, that's a long way to come, right?
Yeah.
And I they didn't put out a release, and I didn't look to see their schedule. Here's a swing and a miss. But I can't imagine. Are they going all the way back to West Virginia? Or are they stopping somewhere on the way to play some more games before they go back to West Virginia?
Well, they're going to Atlanta.
Okay.
They've got Georgia Tech for 4
So
next
they're not
weekend.
going home.
No.
They can actually catch it. I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have direct flights from Honolulu to Atlanta. I've been on that and more than a couple of times when we used to have to go to Ruston. The pitch, bouncy ball, right side, Staccato charge, Fields brings it over to first in time, out number 3. And so good job by Charlie Adamson after giving up a couple of base runners to lead off the 6th. He settles down and retires a thundering herd. So for Marshall, no runs, a hit, no errors, and a pair left on base. We'll head to the last of the 6th inning, Hawaii 9, Marshall 2. You're listening to ESPN Honolulu.
Aloha from Waiakea. As a proud corporate sponsor of University of Hawaii Athletics, we're committed to keeping our athletes and fans hydrated with delicious volcanic water straight from the Big Island. Our water originates atop the Mauna Loa volcano as rain and snow melt, filtering through thousands of feet of porous volcanic rock and re-emerging at the surface as refreshingly crisp, naturally alkaline water. Learn more at waiakea.com and find us at most stores across the islands. Live aloha, drink Waiakea.
Sports Stand Sporting Goods is Hawaii's best baseball and softball store. At Sports Stand, you'll experience the largest selection of baseball and softball gloves and bats in Hawaii. You know the rules. Quality sporting goods always at a price you can afford. Stop by Sports Stand Sporting Goods in beautiful downtown Waipio, 94-547 Ukea Street, Suite 303. Or give them a call at 808-676-STAND. That's 808-676-7826. Remember, at Sports Stand, it's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Nothing is better, and I mean this, nothing is better than day baseball on a Sunday in Manoa.
Yep.
It is so relaxing and fun, particularly when the team you're rooting for is pretty good. And Hawaii is up 9-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 big innings for the Bows, the second 4-run inning and a 5-run 5th inning. As UH last inning batted around, scoring 5 times on 3 hits. So Shunsuke Sakaino, who led off last inning with a base hit, eventually came around and scored, will lead off the 6th inning. And once again, he'll face the freshman Blaine Albright, who started the 5th inning. So his second frame of work. I got a text from the guys next door here in the press box.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if they thought I knew the answer, because I don't, but I'll ask you. They said, hey, we're having a contest in the press box.
Uh-oh.
How much do you think the retail value of a regular MLB baseball is?
Retail value?
Now they're asking me to give my best guess. $40? No, it's not that much.
No.
15?
Well, I'm going to factor inflation here, so
Inflation. So it'll go up tomorrow.
Let's say, I don't know if they're listening. Are they listening, or are they
I
just
don't
texting us just to text us? I'm going to say $18.50.
Okay, I'll give them 18.
You should probably ask our friends at Sports Stand. They probably know the answer to
In
that.
fact, they better know the answer. That's their business. Okay, I put down 1850 for our pick. First pitch, bouncing ball to first off the bat of Sakaino. Avrilla picks it up, steps on the bag, and there's one down. You know, you get later on in a game like this, and everybody starts getting a little tired, and if you're Marshall, you're down by 7. I think we'll see a lot of early swings from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Josh, I hope you're right, because the prize is pretty impressive.
What is it?
I don't know. A pat on the back. Here's Ben Ziegler-Namoa.
By the way, you texted the wrong people. Or you texted, yeah.
Did I?
You didn't text it to the booth.
Of course I didn't. I'm the old guy who never had a cell phone until like 20 years ago.
You texted it to me and Eric Matthews.
Well, Eric now knows.
Yeah.
All right. Keep an eye on the game, Josh. We are supposed to be working.
Scott's looking. He's
using one finger.
He's a slower texter than most people half his age, which, you know,
There's no doubt about
we
that.
kind of expect, right?
I'm a one-finger typer. But get me on a typewriter. You ever seen a typewriter?
Yes, I've seen a typewriter.
Okay.
I'm
I can
young, but I'm not that
I
I'm
know.
not that young.
You're actually not that young anymore.
No.
0-1 to Ziegler Namoa. Lefty against lefty. Sweeping curveball misses outside. Ben today, by the way, is flied out. He is grounded out. He's flied out. So he's 0 for 3. Looking for first hit of the day. For the Viking, Ben Ziegler Namoa, another breaking pitch. Misses again outside. Good eye by Ziegler Namoa.
You know how I know you texted the wrong people too?
Well, because you got it.
No, because I wasn't involved in the original text chain.
Oh, that's true.
Those jerks over there decided to leave me out.
Well, we had a long talk before you came up to the press box. Get used to it. Bouncing ball to second base. Playing back on the green, the second baseman, Kammerer, fields it on a hop, brings it to first. And there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Hawaii leads 9-2. Yeah, how come they didn't ask you?
Well, I mean, not that I would know either, but you would think if they have a question with the booth, they'd go to both of us.
Well, it's a contest. They're just having fun.
Oh, yeah. But
you're the kid that was always picked last, right? And kickball, sham battle, all those things.
Whatever sham battle is.
You don't know what sham battle is?
No.
That's back in the day when we used to be able to abuse each other as kids, and you get those red balls and you just whip them at the person.
Yeah.
Oh, good times. We used to play on rock piles and everything. We have a mound visit.
And a new pitcher.
So that's interesting. With 2 outs in the 6th inning, Albright will come out. He might have been on a pitch count.
We're going to see Luke Prohl. He's a sophomore from South Riding, West Virginia. He'd been warming up for a little while, but he'll get his opportunity here, and I think this is it is indeed his first appearance of the season.
Yeah, a lot of guys, because this is opening weekend, it would be their first appearance, Josh.
Yeah. At least one guy has made his second appearance of the weekend today.
You are right.
That was Collins.
But interesting, right? You make a pitching change, 2 outs, nobody on base, and maybe it's a matchup thing. You have Elijah Iquez coming to the plate. Elijah having a quiet day by his standard. He's 0 for 3. He did reach on an error by the second baseman last inning and came around and scored. Hawaii 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors. For Marshall, 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error.
Line for Albright, 1 inning of work, a run unearned on a hit in 14 pitches. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu, presented by Sportsnet Sporting Goods.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii's sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM. Part of the IO family of companies.
Scott Prohl,
yes,
making his debut. He's transferred from John A. Logan Junior College.
You got to tell us where that is now.
Oh, I'll get there.
Look it up.
5-1 record in 18 games a year ago, a 3.48 earned run average in over 30 innings.
Josh is a wizard with Google, so he'll have the answer here very quickly. And
John A. Logan College in Carterville, Illinois.
Okay. So we heard of it. The McCook Community College was in Nebraska.
McCook, Nebraska.
Never heard of that school.
Yeah.
And then this school is in Illinois.
This is an educational broadcast.
Yeah, this is like PBS radio.
Speaking of educational, it's a 9-2 game. We've had a lot of offense here. I wanted to give you one college baseball score today.
Please.
Rhode Island 36, William and Mary 22.
Ooh. That's Bobby Curran's old school William and Mary.
That's right.
Yeah, he went there for a couple of years.
A 17-run 5th inning for Rhode Island, and it was a 7-inning game.
Well, find out what the time of the game was. That's what I'd be curious. Warm-up pitches are Powell for Prohl. In steps Iquez. Bases empty, 2 away here in the 6th inning. He fouls the first pitch straight back.
4 hours, 31 minutes.
I would think it would have been way longer. Good thing it was a 7-inning game.
Yeah.
So I guess that was a underhand pitch, or was it they play on a tee that game or something?
Must have been.
What's the final?
36-22.
Oh, my goodness.
There were 7 errors. 40 combined hits.
Oh, that's bad baseball. But if you're a fan, it probably was a blast. If your team won. 0-1 to Iquez. That one a bit high.
Well, there are a lot of walks. William and Mary lost. Their pitchers walked 17 hitters.
Oh, goodness.
Rhode Island's pitchers walked 12.
Oh, 29 combined walks?
Yes.
I would have walked out in like the 4th inning. I would have left the game and just, Josh, it's all you, buddy. A 1-1 breaking ball high. What do you think about the Johnny Hull staff for Hawaii to this point? I think the pitchers have all performed, except for Dylan Waite, who started the game. He's going to get other opportunities, of course, but the 5 other relievers that have followed have been very good for UH. That's very promising. The 2-1, Iquez bounces one out to short. Up with it, New. Good throw over to first. And Hawaii retired here in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits. There were no Marshall errors and nobody left on base. We played 6 complete in Manoa on a T-shirt Sunday. 9-2 Bows. You're listening to Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
The Hawaii Wall and Ceiling Industry Association is looking for skilled drywall installers, finishers, and cement plasterers. Whether you're a journeyman or an apprentice, we offer great opportunities for career growth in Hawaii's thriving construction industry. You'll enjoy benefits like health insurance, paid vacation, and a retirement plan. If you're dependable and excited about being part of a great industry, call Lisa at 808-271-4195 or go to hwcia.com. That's hwcia.com and apply.
Everyone knows Young's Fish Market for their Hawaiian food specialties and home of the Wow Lao Lao. But did you know they can cater your next baby luau, wedding, or corporate outing? Kalua pig, squid luau, chicken long rice, shoyu poke, lomi salmon, and choice of lao lao. Check out youngsfishmarket.com and order their various courses. Delivery and serving equipment rental available. Young's Fish Market in Kalihi at City Square.
Aloha, this is Stan Mahilona from Sports Stan. You're listening to University of Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Well, 6 innings in the books. Hawaii 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Marshall 2 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. We're in the 7th inning so far through the 6 innings. We've seen 6 different pitchers for Hawaii. As we begin the 7th inning, we have a 7th pitcher on the mound and take it the rest of the way. My buddy Josh Pacheco.
Thank you, Scotty. You sounded surprised. A 7th pitcher
I'm not
for the
shocked.
7th inning. Max Jones will make his Hawaii debut. Jones coming from the University of San Francisco, a 5'9", 180-pound grad student righty. A lot of excitement about this young man as he gets his warm-up tosses. Our call to the bullpen brought to you by H-Camp, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. By the way, if you're one of those people with a program, whether it is virtually on your phone or if you have one of those paper programs and you're wondering, are you sure that that's Max Jones? Because he's wearing a number that's not what's listed in the program. Well, Max Jones is the one unlucky guy with this set of jerseys, the white top to bottoms, the green numbers and letters front and back, and the different shaded green caps. He's the one guy who couldn't get his number on this jersey, so he's wearing an alternate number, which is number 53. And the first man he'll face is Tyler Kammerer at the top of the 7th inning, and he takes a breaking ball in the carpet. 1 ball, no strikes. Kammerer 0 for 2. He popped up to short, and he struck out. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Went around on a breaking ball down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kammerer, Harthen, and Leon. 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order. 1-1. Fastball. Nicks the outside corner. It's 1-2. That part of the strike zone, that outside corner to left-handed hitters, has been the widest part of the strike zone I've seen all weekend. 1-2. Fastball hit on the ground, third base side. It's foul. Kamana Nahaku in left, Matthew Miura in center, Jared Quant playing in right. Third to first, Nushida, Iquez, Sakaino, and Ziegler Namoa. Connor Palmera behind the plate for Jones. 1-2. That bounces in front of home plate and gets away from Palmera. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hawaii scored 4 in the second, 5 in the 5th. 2 big innings have been the difference. 2-2. Jones sets, hands chest high, his pitch. A fastball reached for and fouled back.
So I went next door to the other part of the press box to find out how much the baseball costs.
Okay.
We were actually a little under.
Really?
Yeah. I thought that was actually a pretty good guess, $18.50, right?
Okay.
I thought the 50 cents was a little odd, but anyway, it's like $25.
2-2 fouled back.
So at least we didn't go over.
Yeah, 25. That's ridiculous.
Well, you know, if you go to a major league game, like a lot of years I go to the West Coast after the season, go watch some Major League Baseball. You can buy like blind box baseballs where you might get the autograph of a player or something like that, and they charge you like $70 for those things.
2-2 off-speed pitch misses low. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kammerer.
They also have a lot of Major League stadiums. They have lotteries during the game.
Mm-hmm.
So half the money goes to a charity or whatever, and then you get to keep the other half. I mean, during games, that money gets up to like $40,000.
3-2. Breaking ball ripped right under the glove of the third baseman, Nushida, and into left field. So a leadoff hit for Kammerer to start the 7th inning. And Cam Harthen will come up. Yeah, don't mention the word lottery around this stage.
Crazy. Given
the recent news events of the last week.
Well, I have my opinion on that, but I'll keep it to myself. But I think some form of gambling, I mean, come on. At least let us bet on sports.
Harthen 0 for 2. And the pitch to the left-handed hitter, waved at and missed, strike 1.
If you don't think there's heavy gambling going on in Hawaii already, then you're naive.
Yeah.
I think anybody that's born and raised in Hawaii can make one call and put in a bet if they really wanted to.
0-1 fastballs high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Did you tell them that I complained that I wasn't involved in the text chain?
No, I think you can speak for yourself,
Okay,
Josh.
okay.
After the game, you go talk to them. I'm intimidated by them.
1-1 is swiped back foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Steven Tsai is a scary guy.
Yeah, he is. We'll get some scores from around the Big West coming up in a little bit. Watching UC Irvine and UC Santa Barbara and Cal Poly this weekend. 1-2 is rolled to the right side. Sakino far to his left, slides. It goes off of his glove. He'll stay right there, but the runner got away from second. He'll get back safely. As Kammerer almost got a bit greedy, got around second, turned back. Sakino threw there, and he was able to dive back to this.
Well, Sakino had to go to his left quite a bit. He slid on that grass, not grass, on that carpet, and the ball kind of got away from him. We've seen that a couple of times here where balls have gotten away from him. He's a pretty steady defender, but that was an infield hit. That would have been a really good play if he was able to get the ball there in time.
2 on, nobody out. 9-2 Hawaii, top of the 7th. And Leon showing bunt, puts it down left side. Jones off the mound, gloves, fires to first in time to retire Leon, but the sacrifice bunt works, going 1-3.
I got to ask you, you're down in the 7th inning by 7 runs. Why are you sacrificing runners over?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. I mean, I'm being serious.
I'm with you too.
I'm
I'm with you as well. I was a little surprised to see it. Top of the order for Mike and you, who is 2 for 3. Maybe that's why you're confident with you at the plate.
Well, and you chip away, right? I mean, you still have
3
2 more.
innings.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 8 more outs to play with, so that could probably be the rationale.
Infield shifts 3 to the left side as New looks at his slider for a strike. Slashed right near the foul line, right by the third baseman at the time. He has scored twice.
If I'm Nushida, I anchor myself right next to that third base bag, and he's pretty close to it right now.
Pitch high and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Liam O'Brien is up and loosening in the Hawaii bullpen.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I know.
He was impressive yesterday. Now the question is, if he does come in, can he make it back-to-back appearances? He's 22 pitches, 20 of them strikes, and he was dealing.
1-1, high chopper foul of third. 1-2.
He's going to be a fun guy to watch because he's got the liveliest arm on this team. He can throw 98 miles an hour, but sometimes he's just not sure where it's going to go. But at least that was the reputation. But when we watched him yesterday, he was right around the strike zone the whole time, and he was dealing.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Jones ready and delivers. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Pitch over the outside half. New was late on the swing, and that's the second out of the inning.
And that goes back to my theory about bunting, because you're giving up an out and you're down by so much. You're counting on one guy to try to bring in those 2 runs. I don't know.
So Jackson Halter comes up, has been on base all 3 times, singled in the first, singled in the third, walked in the 6th. Tyler Kammerer standing at third. Cam Harthen at second with 2 away. Marshall down 9-2. And the offering is outside 1-0.
Well, tomorrow's President's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming there's no Pacheco and Hart tomorrow afternoon?
No Pacheco and Hart tomorrow.
Bummed.
So sorry.
Does that mean no Gary Dickman show in the morning, followed by
that is correct.
Canoa and
Let's
Billy
Talk
Hull?
Sports. That is correct. 1-0 curveball down bottom of the zone, strike one.
You know, this station's local lineup is pretty solid.
I love it.
I do too.
And I'm biased.
Yes, you are.
1-1. That's a changeup off the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike.
Now, if we could just get another maybe noon to 1 afternoon show.
Am I hearing?
I'm not volunteering because I don't volunteer.
2-1. That's ripped foul third baseline. It's 2-2. I wasn't saying that. I was just saying. Am I hearing like a personal suggestion?
Just throwing it out there because you had that time slot for so long, and I actually, honestly, I'd like that, having somebody on locally at noon to 1, because that's a lot of times when I'd be out running errands or something.
Okay.
I'd be able to listen to you.
2-2 misses away. Count fills up, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, we get enough coverage of all the national stuff. We know what's going on. I like the local programming.
All right.
You are the program director, aren't you?
Yeah, thanks for putting pressure on. 3-2. Swing and a bouncer up the middle. Iquez waits for it at short, has it, throws to first in time. And Marshall's threat comes up empty here in the 7th. No runs on 2 hits, no errors in 2 left. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Hawaii comfortably ahead 9-2 on Marshall. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Aloha, this is Kanoa Leahy from Let's Talk Sports. I've been asked by some to provide an update to my experience undergoing knee joint therapy treatment from Dr. Charles Arakaki at MotoGen Medical. I underwent multiple knee surgeries due to basketball injuries in my younger years, so in need of relief, I reached out to Dr. Arakaki. His regenerative joint therapy treatment uses healing properties from your own body to create an injectable serum that generates healing and relief. Series of injections and shockwave treatments over the course of about 6 weeks covered it in my case, and I completed the 6 weeks back in October. The results were immediately. Pain and swelling diminished noticeably, and now, almost 4 months removed, my knees are still feeling great. So give Dr. Arakaki a call if you're experiencing joint pain or discomfort in your knees, hips, lower back, or shoulders due to past surgeries or bone-on-bone wear and tear. Call MotoGen Medical for a free evaluation, 808-562-5000, or book your free evaluation online at motogen.com, MODOGEN.com.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu. Brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union.
Hawaii 9, Marshall 2. A lot of fans getting up here, the 7th inning stretch, getting themselves a little loose here for the final couple of innings. Hawaii offense has really loosened up for about 2 innings. 4-run second, the 5-run 5th, and that's all they've really needed in a 9-2 game. Something that you said in our keys earlier. You talked about how you'd like to see the offense a little more consistent across the board. They had some late inning work in games 1 and 3 of the series. Game 2 was really just 1 inning, which was the difference. Well, today they've threatened in other innings, but for the most part, it's just been those 2.
But when you have a 4 and a 5-run inning, you can get away with that.
Yep. We'll see Luke Prohl continue on. He got the final out of the 6th, and he'll face Sage Lancaster, who's 0 for 3 here to start the 7th inning. Go around the Big West and check out the scoreboard, brought to you by the Hawaii Building and Construction Trades Council. Building a better tomorrow. We'll inch our way through that as the first pitch to Lancaster is a curveball for a called strike. It's 0-1.
I just got a text from my wife. She said she's listening.
Oh.
So I want to say hi, wife.
Does she have anything, any constructive criticisms?
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of criticism. I'm not sure if they're constructive.
The 0-1 is a breaking ball fly toward right field. Right fielder Halter's there. Is out number 1.
She just got home. Her mother, my mother-in-law, was honored by the Okinawan community today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Cool. Mother-in-law is awesome.
Jared Quant will step in. Cal State Bakersfield starts the year 1-2. They dropped game 3 of their series with Lamar, 13-3. Cal State Bakersfield was projected to finish second to last in the Big West, just ahead of UC Riverside. Quant, 2 singles and a walk. He's 2 for 2. The starter in right field today is Prohl, taps his feet down, fires to the plate, and offers a fastball high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. UC Irvine playing out in Mesa, Arizona for a really interesting weekend. They've played a number of good opponents, including number 24 Nebraska, which they won. Well, today they ran into Vanderbilt, lost 9-8 to the number 16 team in the country. 1-0. That's a tad high, 2-0.
I don't think a lot of people realize if it wasn't for Vanderbilt, we probably wouldn't have this field. You know why?
Why?
Vanderbilt, as far as I know, was the first program to do an entire turf field, including the pitching mound. And if you remember, a couple of years ago, they came down here and played.
2-0 is hit right off of the foot of Quant. He'll go walk that off, 2-1.
And Rich developed a friendship with the head coach at Vanderbilt, who highly recommended, because Rich was saying, we're looking at getting a new turf. And he says, you really should consider even doing the mound. And he talked Rich into it, who then talked to some other teams that had done it since then. Everybody gave it glowing reviews. Said, hey, it's the way to go.
Yep.
And so that was the one that sold Rich on doing it. And so far, everybody loves it.
2 balls and a strike. The offering to Quant is fastball knee high, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, I never imagined that we would ever have a playing field with a artificial mound.
Yeah.
Right? You just thought it's always going to be dirt.
I still don't know how I feel about it, but it is where college baseball is moving. You want to be with the trends.
Well,
2-2 is on the inside corner, called third strike. And Quant retired for the first time today. 2 down here, bottom 7.
I think part of it is wear and tear and just maintenance and all that stuff. I mean, having an artificial surface is a lot easier to take care of than a natural surface. Though, really, in all honesty, baseball is better played on dirt and grass, in my opinion.
Yep. Here's Draven Nushida, singled in the second, struck out in the third, and a bases clearing double. Drove in 3 in the 5th inning. He's got 5 runs driven in on the season. Nushida, left-handed hitter, and the pitch from Prohl is a high strike, going 1.
I think one thing I've taken away from Nushida this weekend is that you look at him and he's a lot stronger than he looks, because that ball he hit Friday almost got out of here. The 3-run double down the left field line, opposite field, almost got out of here today. Yeah. He's a good player. He was a good player at mid-pack.
0-1 fastball, misses up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And it's nice to have another mid-pack player on the roster. There was a time where, I think 10 or 15 years at least, there was a minimum of 1 mid-pack player on the Hawaii roster.
1-1. Prohl sets and delivers. A fastball running right over the inside corner, 1-2.
In fact, Mike Trapasso's very first recruit when he became head coach was Ricky Bauer, who went to mid-pack. And then your cohort and mine, Harry Kuroda, Matt Inoue. I mean, there have been tons of mid-pack guys that have gone through this program. And Dunmore Amaro is just a legend over there.
1-2 pitch is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Long Beach State falls today to Northwestern 4-3. Long Beach State now 1-2 to open the weekend. Santa Clara defeats CSUN 8-3. Hawaii will play a Tuesday game against Santa Clara this year. 2-2, breaking ball, solely hit to the right side by Nushida. Goes to second. Throw over from Kammerer is in time. And a 1-2-3 7th inning for Luke Prohl. Hawaii has not had a hit since the 5th. We'll go to the 8th. Hawaii leads Marshall 9-2. We'll see Liam O'Brien out of the bullpen when we come back. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Dreaming of owning a home? At Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union, we're here to make it happen. With competitive rates and a local team who understand the Hawaii housing market. Whether you're looking to buy your first home or upgrading, our friendly, experienced team is here to guide you every step of the way. For details or today's rates, call our mortgage hotline at 808-844-8048 or visit hawaiiusafcu.com/mortgages. Hawaii USA, life matters. An equal housing lender.
Aloha, my name is Gino Sequena, Executive Director of the Hawaii Building and Construction Trades Council, an organization that has served Hawaii for over 6 decades. We are one big ohana of the top 15 construction trade unions in Hawaii. And it's highly likely that you, your friends, or family members are employed by one of our trades. No matter where you go in Hawaii, you're bound to see one of the projects or communities we have helped build and sustain. Mahalo to all of you for your support to help us in working together to build a better tomorrow.
Aloha, this is Stan Mahilona from Sports Stan. You're listening to University of Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
9-2 Hawaii as we enter the 8th, and this call to the bullpen is brought to you by HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. Second time we'll see Liam O'Brien here this weekend. O'Brien got the final 6 outs in Game 1 of Saturday's doubleheader. 2 just stellar innings, struck out 3 batters, and made it quick and painless in Hawaii's 6-2 win over Marshall. And here he is in the 8th inning of Game 4 of the series.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, he's got the liveliest arm on the staff. It looked really impressive in those 2 innings yesterday. I guess what we all want to see is if he could continue that trend here this afternoon. By the way, softball, who's off to a great start this year, Bob Coolin's final season, they lost today to Cal State Bakersfield 7-2, but they're off to a 7-2 start this year. They're playing pretty well. We're going to have one of the games coming up in a couple of weeks against Howard on Spectrum, and I'm sure you guys are going to be carrying some games.
We got like 6 or 7 games on the schedule this
Nice.
year. So, top of the 8th, and we'll see Nolan Wilson step in. Hit by a pitch, singled, grounded into a double play. He's 1 for 2. And the offering to Wilson is popped up foul territory right side. Easy one for Ziegler Namoa, the first baseman, and he'll record the first out.
I told you, you're going to see a lot of first pitch swinging get towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
Down by 7.
More scores around the Big West Conference. Stanford routing Cal State Fullerton 14-1. Remember, they played a doubleheader yesterday because heavy rain made Goodwin Field unplayable on Friday.
Doesn't happen very often there.
No. Southern California has been soaked the last couple of days. First pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Ethan Murdoch. So
Well-
Cal State Fullerton starts 0-3. The loss today, 14-11.
Well, and I want to say at least the last handful of years, that's always the opening series. Cal State Fullerton, Stanford play each other opening series almost every year, at least lately.
They'll play tomorrow, too, to wrap up the weekend. 0-1 is driven in the air toward right center field. Quant going back. He will settle in the alley and make the catch. 2 away. UC Davis defeats Gonzaga 5-1. Aggies start the year 2-1. They will head to the Mountain West for the 2027 baseball season, just like Hawaii will. UC Riverside over Utah Valley 7-6. Pacific defeating UC San Diego by the final of 6-3. UCSD 1-2 start to the year. They're, I think, projected to finish right behind Hawaii.
Top 5 get into the Big West tournament this year.
AJ Havrilla takes a strike over the inside part of the plate, 0-1.
But it's a weird thing. You explained it to me. 4 and 5 will play each other, and whoever wins that then would play the number 1 seed. So that's why it's an odd number, 5.
Right.
You're like, 5?
Right.
And that's what I was thinking, but you explained it to me. It makes sense.
0-1 fastball is lined out of play to the right.
So the goal is to finish in the top 3, so
You'd
you
like
don't have
to,
to
yeah.
play an extra game.
Yeah. UCLA defeating Cal Poly 16-0 today. Cal Poly goes 0-3 against the Bruins, and they had just 2 hits. As time is called and O'Brien told to engage with the hitter, they're actually going to call a ball on O'Brien. I think they just called there.
I don't remember this being enforced
As heavily?
As heavily as it has this opening week. And like I said, I think they're just trying to set the standard.
1-2 is a bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's like the NFL the first couple of weeks. How many games did you see the left tackle wasn't on the line of
Yeah.
scrimmage or something like that?
Unless you're Kansas City and the right tackle did it all year.
Yeah, well, they're Kansas City.
Right.
That was only a week ago, the Super Bowl.
2-2 pitch is called strike 3. A slider right at the knees. O'Brien earns the strikeout, his 4th of the season, and the inning comes to an end. A 1-2-3 frame for Liam O'Brien. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Hawaii leads Marshall 9-2. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Abbey Carpet and Floor, voted Hawaii's best carpet and flooring company. Stop by Abbey's showroom on Nimitz Highway and see the amazing 7MTC flooring. This revolutionary product is made out of melamine. It's resistant to fading, stains, and even pet scratches. Come by and see the Scratch Test Challenge. 7MTC, available now at Abbey Carpet and Floor.
Abbey Carpet and Floor, where Hawaii goes. Start flooring.
Contractor's license number C19140. Sports Stand Sporting Goods is Hawaii's best baseball and softball store. At Sports Stand, you'll experience the largest selection of baseball and softball gloves and bats in Hawaii. You know the rules. Quality sporting goods, always at a price you can afford. Stop by Sports Stand Sporting Goods in beautiful downtown Waipio, 94-547 Ukea Street, Suite 303. Or give them a call at 808-676-STAND. That's 808-676-7826. Remember, at Sports Stand, it's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu. Brought to you by Ushijima Architects.
All right, bottom of the 8th inning. Hawaii leads 9-2. Marshall will go back to its bullpen one more time and call on Brandon Brunette, a junior right-hander from Edmonds, Washington. 6'7", looks it from afar, 240 pounds. He looks 6'7" from afar, and Brunette will get the opportunity here in the 8th inning with Hawaii leading by 7 runs. It was Luke Prohl who retired all 4 batters he faced. He was the last one up. Had a strikeout, a couple of groundouts, and a flyout. Brunette was at Everett Community College prior to coming here. 2 seasons, 3 saves, 44 innings in 29 appearances. So Brunette will start out facing off against a pinch hitter. And this will be Will Bowen, who will step in for the first time. 9-2 game. You didn't see a lot of pitchers, but a chance here to get some other guys an opportunity to hit. And Bowen will make his Hawaii debut, a junior transfer from the College of San Mateo.
I will say I do like the staff game today because we got a chance to see a lot of different arms, and I think all of them performed pretty well.
First pitch to Bowen, a called strike. He's a left-handed hitter. I mean, yeah, Waite did struggle, didn't get it out in the first inning, but Hawaii picked him up.
I predict next week Sunday Ethan Thomas will start the final game against Wichita State.
0-1. That's down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dropping into the carpet. Yeah, it's very possible.
He'll probably get the win. Well, it's up to the score because it's whenever you do a game that's Johnny Holstaff like this, you kind of leave it up to the scorekeeper to decide who gets the win or loss. It's not like a typical game where you have to go 5 innings, right? As long as they designate it before the game you're going to do that, then it's at the discretion of the scorekeeper. But I would think Dylan Wade, even though he gave up 1 run, it wasn't his run. Those 2 innings really set the tone because the bases were loaded, nobody out in the top of the first inning. It could have gotten ugly early.
The 1-0 bounced in front of Bowen and got away. Then the 2-0 pitch runs inside right on the hands, misses the plate.
And then Wade settled things down.
Absolutely.
And then Hawaii in that second inning scored 4 runs.
3-0 gets away to the backstop, and Bowen's going to earn a walk in his Hawaii debut. Yeah, it was Ethan Thomas who came in after the bases were loaded. Thomas got the 3 outs there and then came back for the second inning. So Connor Palmera, 2 for 3, 3 RBI. Palmera will come in here. By the way, to wrap up the scoreboard from the Big West, UC Santa Barbara improves to 3-0. 22nd ranked team according to the D1 Baseball Top 25. They sweep Campbell 14-4 today. Palmera takes a pitch right down King Street for a strike. It's 0-1. That 2-run double smacked out to deep left in the 5th inning.
Welcome home, Connor.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see a lot of back and forth behind the plate between he and Faldo.
Tomorrow in the Big West, Cal Poly at LMU, Stanford at Cal State Fullerton, Utah Valley at UC Riverside. 0-1, fastball high and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Wanted to shout out while we had a moment.
Yeah.
We got a text a while ago from Eric Matthews, who is the director of fan engagement and marketing. We get
Does a
another
great
warning
job.
here. We get another warning here for engagement and actually a ball given to the pitcher. So it's 2-1.
Maybe you should explain what that means. What is the pitcher supposed to be doing?
The pitcher is supposed to lock eyes basically and make contact with the hitter by a certain time. And that didn't happen.
It's 10 seconds, right? Is it like 10 seconds left on the clock?
10 or
Is that
8.
right? Something
10
like
or
that,
8.
yeah.
I know in the majors it's 8. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Palmeiro reaches forward and fouls it back. So, I mean, I mentioned Eric because he said he was rolling as he was listening into us. And, if that's your exercise routine, then that's good for you. But also, I did have to bring up a debate here based on one of the things that they do. 2-2, fastball's a bouncer towards short. Fielded there. They hesitate. Throw to second. It's going to get into right field. Bowen's going to race for third and will get there. Right fielder didn't even handle it well. It bounced in front of him. And it's going to be an E6 there on the throw from the shortstop, New, trying to start the double play at second.
Don't see that very often.
No.
And I don't know if it was New. It looked like New when he fielded the ball, though, initially, maybe had a little trouble getting the ball out of his glove, right? So that's probably what led to the errant throw.
So fielder's choice E6. And with Bowen at third, Palmeiro at first. Here's Matthew Miura, who takes a pitch over the inside half for strike one. So they do this mystery box thing.
Yes.
And over the last they've done it at basketball. They don't do it here at baseball.
They should, though.
Yeah.
You can get away with it in between innings down over here on the first base side or something.
0-1 to Miura. That's a bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. And recently, they have had the challenge has been eggs. So they give someone like a carton of eggs, and the person can determine whether they want to keep the eggs or get something in the mystery box as Miura fouls it back to the backstop. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And so the debate, and we had it before the game, was do you take the eggs? Do you keep them, given the price of eggs right now?
Well, and it also was 3 dozen. It was 30. I think last night was 36 eggs. It wasn't like just a dozen.
Right. Or do you take the mystery box? Next pitch, Miura bounces it to third. The throw over to second, there for 1. On to first, double play. So 2 out. Bowen will score on the 5-4-3 double play, and Hawaii now in double digits. It's 10-2 here in the 8th. So each time the person has said, no, I'm going to go for the mystery box.
Fools.
And oh, the old line from Hollywood Squares. Gilbert Gottfried, every time someone got it wrong, you fool. Here's Shinsuke Sakaino, who takes down low, 1 ball, no strikes. But I argued that by the time you get home, it's not like the eggs are super cold. By the time you get home, the eggs are spoiled. So what's the point of taking the eggs?
No, you just go home after that.
1 ball, no strikes, pitches low, 2-0. But at that point, it's like saying, okay, miss the rest of the game to go take the eggs home.
Well, the question is, where are the eggs before they bring them out on the floor for that thing? I'm sure they're refrigerated. Just ask them to put it back there, and you'll come after the game and grab them.
2-0 misses low and inside to Sakaino. It's 3-0. I mean, that would be the other way around it for sure. But only taking it face value, I'd say you take the mystery box and leave the eggs. 3-0 is downstairs for ball 4. Sakaino reaches with 2 out.
I'm taking the eggs, Josh.
Okay. All right.
Just because you don't realize how many things need eggs when you cook.
Yeah.
Until there are no eggs.
That's right. That's right. So here's Ben Ziegler-Nomoa. 0 for 4. He's one of 2 Rainbow Warriors who have not reached base. Ziegler-Nomoa and Sage Lancaster. 2 flyouts, 2 groundouts. 10-2 Hawaii bottom 8. And the pitch to him is high above the letters, 1-0. But I also, I didn't ask this question before the game, is they must have blown out the budget for 36 eggs.
Maybe they bought them before the season.
I'm a little worried. 1-0. This one line backing out of play, 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm a little worried about the prizes they're going to give away for the remainder of the year.
Well, there are only like 2 more home games left.
Yeah, then you got to spread some around. I mean, ballpark bingo. I hope you didn't hurt ballpark bingo with at softball for some of the prizes. What are you going to give away next? The $1.50 coupon for drinking a hot dog at Costco?
I'll take it.
That pitch goes high over the head of Ziegler Namoa and to the backstop, and that's going to allow Sakaino to take second. That's clearly a wild pitch.
Clearly. I think the whole thing is when you go to a sporting event, fans, I think most fans don't really care what they win. They just want to win.
Yes.
That's why the T-shirt toss is genius.
Yeah.
Because you're going to probably wear a shirt, let's say they throw it up and you catch it, it's probably a medium, and you're like a XX large, right? So you'll never be able to wear, but you won something, right?
2-1 is low. It's 3-1.
Oh, the way people go crazy for that stuff. It's just, it makes me laugh.
If Eric is still listening, we got to get you to throw out some T-shirts at some point during a basketball game. Yeah.
I told you, ever since I had my shoulder surgery, I can't throw that well.
3-1. That's a called strike. Bottom of the zone, 3-2. I mean, you could underhand him.
I could do that.
I mean, I got to throw out some shirts right after starting lineups were announced for basketball.
I know. It was embarrassing.
Embarrassingly good.
Oh, okay. Well, look at you.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Sakaino at second. The pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Ziegler Namoa stays in there.
If you're Ben right now, you're thinking, gosh, we're up by 8 runs. I'm 0 for 4. I got to at least get a hit.
Yeah. Yep. Salmon had come in as a pinch hitter for Aiden Cooney. 3-2, the pitch is high, and Ziegler Namoa indeed gets on base with a walk. If you're hearing a lot of youngsters downstairs, a lot of kids here today, I got to shout out the Eva Beach youth baseball team. They got in before the game. Go ahead.
I was going to say one of my best friends, his grandson's on that team.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And I think if it's the same team, I'm thinking Mario Monaco, who was a superstar here for Hawaii, his son's the coach, and the assistant coach is Josh Helms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if it's the same Eva Beach team, I'm thinking, because I know they were coming out today.
So they have an experience, as there is action in the Marshall bullpen. They have an experience where you get to come out early, you stand behind where Hawaii is on the turf, and you watch batting practice. You get to watch them hit. And then they take you into the dugout. Not too far, just in the dugout, not any farther than that. As first pitch high and inside off the glove of the catcher, and everybody else is going to move up. It's going to be a wild pitch. As Iquez at the plate, reached on an error, is 0 for 4.
Getting a little ugly here in the ninth inning, or 8th inning.
So Sakaino over to third, Ziegler Namoa to second. Then they get the experience. Anthems happen. They get to be on the field right next to the team.
That's a big thrill for a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, we are so spoiled. We, get the best seat in the house for almost every event.
1-0 is a slider high, 2 balls, no strikes.
And for me, I grew up around this program, right? So I've been super fortunate. But I have friends, and they have, little kids or grandkids, whatever, and I bring them all on the field, introduce them to fans. I mean, it's just a thrill.
2-0 fastball, nicks the inside corner. 2-1 to the right-handed hitting Iquez.
Plus, I'm a big fan of kids.
Yeah?
Yeah, not so much adults, but kids. Yeah, I love kids.
Brandon Brunette trying to get out of this. A fastball high and in. It's 3 balls and a strike. He has walked 3. He got a double play, which was one of the reasons why only 1 run is crossed here in the 8th inning.
Yeah,
10-2
fortunate
game.
there, right?
Yeah. 3-1. Fastball high and inside, and a walk will load the bases. I mean, do we see Greg Beals turn to the bullpen one more time?
Well, it depends how frustrated he is. He may be thinking, come on, just throw strikes. Let's get out of here already. It's 10-2. Or he may be saying, hey, let's just leave him out there and see if he can work himself out of it.
And here comes Greg Beals.
Well, there's your answer.
Yeah. I mean, I think you might be right. You have a pitcher that's in there that's walked 4. He just came into the game to start the 8th inning. and you're thinking, man, it's not a close game. You don't know if your offense is going to give you 7 runs. Well, now they need 8 in the top of the 9th inning. Just get in, get out. Give us something to go. I'm assuming they're going to go straight to the airport. They have a late night flight, but as I'll hang at the airport for a few hours, visit one of the about a bazillion Starbucks inside the airport. So Brunette, 2/3 of an inning. And we'll see the new pitcher come in here. That is AJ McAninch. McAninch, a freshman right-hander from Columbus, Ohio, 6'2", 195 pounds. So McAninch will make his collegiate debut here in the 8th inning.
You know, they have a handful of guys from the state of Ohio. And when I think of baseball, I don't think of that part of the country, but they probably do have some pretty good baseball.
So welcome to the show. Brandon Brunette, 2/3 of an inning. He's still responsible for everybody on base. Didn't give up a hit, like you said, but 4 walks, no strikeouts. And all you're asking for from McAninch is 1 out. That's it. And in that time frame, Brunette threw 31 pitches. 31 pitches, 12 for strikes. The one bummer for Marshall, I mean, they've committed 2 errors. 4 of the 10 runs that Marshall has allowed were earned. And so, I mean, that is a bummer. Granted, 10 runs are 10 runs, but having a couple of errors kind of putting that where it is doesn't help. Well, I mentioned some Hawaii athletics. Just got word about Hawaii sailing co-ed and women's squads in Northern California. Rainbow Wahine finished 2nd in the Bryson Women's Invite. The co-eds runner-up in the PCCSC Top 9 Regatta.
Awesome.
Shout out to the sailors. So here, Sage Lancaster's going to get an opportunity. He is now the only Rainbow Warrior starter
not to reach base.
That's correct. Has flied out 3 times to each position and has struck out. So he's 0 for 4. 10 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Hawaii. 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Marshall.
Well, the competition should get a little bit better this week against Wichita State, though they lost 2 out of 3 to McNeese. I guess they don't call themselves McNeese State anymore. Well, at least it just said maybe they couldn't get the ST on there, but McNeese State or McNeese. And then the week after that, Northeastern's coming in here, and they are really good. They're a power in that part of the country.
Pitch to Lancaster, so breaking ball for a strike on the outside half. It's 0-1.
I mean, they're like top 25-ish kind of a program the last handful of years, that being Northeastern. Just not really familiar to Hawaii fans, probably.
0-1, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Curveball down and away. No balls and 2 strikes. And you are right. They are called McNeese.
Okay.
I mean, McNeese is not a state, so, but athletics is called McNeese. The university is still McNeese State.
Really?
Yes.
That's odd. Located in Louisiana.
0-2, swing and a miss. And Lancaster strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. By the way, It's like CSUN. Athletically, they go by CSUN. The actual name of the school is still Cal State University Northridge. To the 9th, Hawaii 10, Marshall 2. This is Hawaii Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hey, what you doing in the tree? Oh, then I saw this photovoltaic on the roof. Then the ladder fell. Bro, I had to go bathroom, so I tried climbing down this tree. No, I stuck.
I don't think that's what they meant by go green.
Yeah, brother. Just help me get down. If you want your PV system installed right, call a unionized electrical contractor today at 847-5341.
IBEW, local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
Ever had one of those remodels where there's a challenge at every turn?
I should have called Wildlife Plumbing.
At Wildlife Plumbing, we specialize in making renovations easy, whether it's a quick fixture change or a full kitchen or bathroom makeover. No stress, no mess, just good local service that'll have you saying,
I'm so glad I called Wildlife Plumbing.
Call us today at 808-735-8595. Wildlife Plumbing. We solve challenges so you can relax.
Rainbow Warrior Baseball on ESPN Honolulu.
We go to the 9th inning. It is Hawaii leading Marshall 10-2. As promised, we would see at least 9 pitchers. And we go to number 9 as this call to the bullpen is brought to you by HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. That 9th pitcher is Cohen Barton, the Lelehua alum, 6'4", 215-pound freshman. So welcome, Cohen Barton, one of the guys that they feel they can kind of deliver along. Hawaii's Hawaii's pitching staff today entered with a 4.68 earned run average, and surely 2 runs allowed. As Scott said a little while ago, Sundays can very much be a wild card, but to just give up 2 runs on a Sunday is pretty good in my book. Line on Liam O'Brien. He threw 8 pitches in the 8th inning, a strikeout. That's it. Hawaii has not allowed a run since the 3rd inning when Danny Veloz allowed a run to come in. It was on a double play, so there was no RBI, but Veloz did give up a run. So we'll see some pinch hitters here. Cooper Hinson is going to hit for Elijah Vogelsong. Left-handed hitter going up against Cohen Barton, and time is called before Barton can throw out his first collegiate pitch. And the first pitch is up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. So as long as Hawaii does not give up 8 runs here in the 9th.
Don't say that, Josh.
Hawaii will go to 4-0 for the first time since 2018. 1-0 up and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. This is Hinson's first at bat of the season. A freshman from Valrico, Florida. So a number of guys making their college debuts today. 2-0 is ripped to first. Knocked down by Ziegler Namoa. Picks it up, jogs to the base, and records the first out. So 3 unassisted. And we'll see a pinch hitter for Kammerer. This is sophomore Jack Smith. Yeah, I was just mentioning earlier the bullpen, Scott.
Yes.
This has been really impressive.
Very impressive. I mean, every guy coming out here has pitched pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we said, starting on Friday. Well, I guess I wasn't with you on Friday, but on TV, I think pitching is going to be the strength of this team. And pitching is what gets you deep into seasons and postseasons and things like that. They've got a lot of good arms.
Slider low and outside to Smith. 1 ball, no strikes.
I think you got to give a lot of credit to Keith Zuniga, the pitching coach for UH. He's done a tremendous job. Last year was his first year?
Yeah.
And Hawaii led the country in team ERA.
There's a strike to Smith.
Got to find a way to keep Keith around for a while.
Yeah, there are a lot of highs for Hawaii at the end of last year. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. 1-2. By the way, there is someone warming up in the Hawaii bullpen.
No, you got to be kidding. The team manager.
1-2, check swing. That bounces the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
When Rich Hill says, I coach every game like it's the 7th game of a series.
Yep. He means it.
Yeah, he's not just saying, he really does. I mean, until the last out, he is fully engaged. And I love it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Long pause. Now Barton ready. His pitch. Swing and a grounder through the left side, base hit. So Jack Smith, who last year had 4 hits in his freshman season, has his first hit of 2025. So let's see. I mean, it was, if I saw it correctly, I think it was right-hander Anthony Andrews. And here comes Rich Hill.
He probably wants to get a couple of outs out of this kid to see how he does.
Well, he started walking out, and he made a sign language of talking. Now he's standing right at the edge of the.
He's just instructing the defense.
Yeah,
he's not going to go out there.
The pitch is swung on and fouled off by another pinch hitter. This is Joel Gardner, a junior, 6 feet tall, 215 pounds.
Tell you folks, if you're listening at home or doing yard work or whatever you are on a Sunday afternoon, try to find a way to come out next week or later on this week against Wichita State.
Gardner swings and skies this out to left field. Moving back and making the play for out number 2 is Bowen, who was the pinch hitter in the 8th.
Not only is this going to be a pretty good team, they're a fun team.
Yep.
Don't you think? I mean, there are teams that win but are kind of boring. This team's got a lot of has a lot of character to it as well. I mean, just look at the first 3 games, 2 walk-off wins. I mean, that's
fun.
Yeah, and that shows character as well.
One more pinch hitter. It's Will Lafferty, who will hit for Leon. And the first pitch to the right-handed hitter is high and outside, ball 1. 10-2 Hawaii. We're in the top of the 9th.
Be nice to see Brian Green back here, former hitting coach for Mike Trapasso early in his tenure.
Ooh, look out, that 1-0 buzzes Lafferty back. 2 balls, no strikes.
Brian then was the head coach at his alma mater at New Mexico State for a handful of years, was up at Wazoo, and then this is year number 2 at Wichita State for Brian Green.
Lafferty, a freshman from Inez, Kentucky, and that fastball runs up and high on him and inside. It's 3-0. No more work from Anthony Andrews. He's stopped. So maybe Rich Hill feels, all right, we can just let Barton go. 3-0 is right down Broadway for a strike. Fastball's in there, 3-1. So Marshall will head to Atlanta. They've got 4 with Georgia Tech next weekend, Friday through Monday. Still looking for its first win. Slider lined into right center field. That's a hit. Rounding second is Jack Smith. Heading for third as Miura brings it back in. That's going to be a single for Lafferty with 2 out, and Marshall trying to at least just kind of chisel in a little bit on this 10-2 deficit.
You'd like to at least try to plate a run in the 9th inning. You feel a little bit better, but like I said, that's going to be a long trip to Atlanta after losing 4 games to start your season.
New will hit, so no one's going to pinch hit for Micah New. 2 doubles, 2 strikeouts. He is 2 for 4. 10 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Hawaii. 2 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for Marshall. They put the shift on. 3 infielders on the left side as New swings and chops it foul to the left.
And he is a true pull hitter. Even the foul balls we've seen in his at-bats have all been to the left side.
4-12 hitter to this point. So a good start for the Marshall shortstop. Kinsey at third. He came in between innings. Iquez at short. Sakino at second. 0-1. Fastball misses low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kinsey coming in for Nushida. Or actually, Nushida moved to left. Kinsey at third. So that means Bowen out of the game. There's a strike on the outer half, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hawaii a strike away from securing the sweep. And now some of the fans who've had their butts glued to the seats will get up and root for the victory. 1-2 for Barton is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You could hear everybody collectively. You gotta love that.
Yep. New is not an easy out. Barton comes set off the first base side of the rubber. His pitch is low and outside. A slider missing, 3-2. Not a groan. They knew that one wasn't close. But they'll try to Will Barton here, the pitch. Breaking ball popped up. Ziegler Namoa is going to watch this one head foul back to the right. Good battle here from New, making Cohen Barton work. think a question will be going into that Wichita State series. We saw Sebastian Gonzalez night 1 at Tsuki Takimoto game 2. Does that flip around?
I don't think so. I don't think in the second week. I think you stick with it.
3-2. Just got a piece of it. Foul to the backstop.
I think you give Gonzalez the opportunity again to get the ball on Thursday. But who knows?
Yeah.
I gave up trying to guess what Rich Hill's going to do.
Yeah. There are very few things that are predictable about Rich Hill. 3-2. Crowd back in it again. The pitch, again, spoiled back foul.
The only thing you can count on is you're going to get a Chi Hugh at the end of the coach's interview.
That's right. That's right. That's probably the most one of the most enjoyable things about the coach's interview. Seeing his big, bright smile light up. 3-2 pitch. That's outside. Good take. The crowd's booing, not because of the call, it's because they want to go home.
That's exactly right.
So, 2 on, 2 out, and here is Jackson Halter. Halter singled twice and walked. He is 2 for 3. Palmera has done a successful job in some instances framing some of those pitches. Not there. And you know what? If you're the home plate umpire, as much as you're thinking it's a 10-2 game, first pitch he went around. Nice breaking ball dipping low, 0-1. At the same time, you got to respect the fact that Marshall's putting up some offense here in the ninth, and you don't want to squeeze them just because the score is 10-2. Yeah, that's a professional job from an umpire. Slider over the outside corner, strike 2. And these fans who sat down for a moment, many of them will get back up. 0-2. Barton ready the pitch. That's a curveball down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The drama and the intrigue of trying to find the exits. Runners at first and second. It's Lafferty at second, you at first. Barton's pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.